Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Geek Blend. It is Monday night. We've had a lot of news about the Snyder Cut, so I decided let's go live. So I asked Lost Jedi 22 to join me, and he said yes. So he's here. How's it going, man?
Going well. Happy to be here. Excited.
Yes, yeah. It's been a long time coming, that's for sure.
Ah, dang! I hate my phone.
We're gonna go through articles and tweets and videos and all kinds of stuff to talk about what's going on. But basically, we heard the news yesterday that Zack Snyder screened the cut for Warner Brothers back in February, and that at that point, the people who were in charge of Warner Brothers were like, "Nope, we're not doing this. This ain't happening." And apparently, something just changed about it. And
Yep.
so it looks like that whoever's now in charge, and with AT&T buying out Warner Brothers now, I think they're probably in a different mindset. You got to think about this too. They haven't had successful DC stuff for a minute because, I mean, Birds of Prey didn't do anything at all. And I think they were expecting it to do something, but it didn't. But we got Trey Courtney here. Hail, fuck them shills. That's right.
We got Mr. Blue Twi'lek.
Yes. And Apollo Patriots here. Yes. Mm-hmm. Yeah. But I mean, there's so much stuff that probably happened behind the scenes. And one thing I want to ask you real quick. Let's say this comes out and it's really successful, and the people behind the scenes now at Warner Brothers that are in control, who are now on Zack's side. Let's say this thing goes it sets ablaze. It's got sets record for streaming services, for sales on Blu-ray when they put it on Blu-ray.
Like best scenario possible.
What?
Like best scenario possible?
Best scenario possible. Do they come back to Zack Snyder and be like, okay, what do we want to do? Do you want to go ahead and move forward with some of your stuff? Because we still have Aquaman as part of your universe, Wonder Woman. I mean, all the characters. I mean, Harley Quinn came out of Suicide Squad, which was connected to Justice League. So, yeah, I mean, do you think that they would come to Zack and be like, okay, what do you want to do next? Do you want to do another Man of Steel, or you can do what you want if you want to sign a contract? Do you think that would ever happen at all?
This would depend on how confident they feel in the next Batman movie, and we've had some negative press about that lately that might make them pause a little bit. And then how they feel the next Wonder Woman's going to be received. Because I think, like, Wonder Woman, if Wonder Woman isn't successful, or if it's panned or anything, that could still tank the DCEU, even if the Snyder Cut is immensely popular. I mean, Wonder Woman's a major property. It needs to do well. And then it's a matter of, like, I think they can get Henry Cavill. Like, Ben Affleck, I don't think they get him back. That's an issue, but I don't know. I think it definitely hasn't paused. I think they're a little bit worried about the direction it's going in still. So they might, but he might end up saying, you know what, this was enough. Like, I'm happy to finally get my title out, the way I wanted it to. Thank you for the opportunity, but like, I need to move on. I can't go through this again, because these studio executives can change hands at the drop of a hat, especially when the aftermath comes out. Like, if the movies that were delayed don't do well, or the box office doesn't rebound after everything opens up, and all the theaters can open up, heads are going to roll in the studios like crazy. And there's going to be a lot of shuffling around. So, like, he would have to have some kind of, like, ironclad, I get my vision, my say, you can't interfere.
Correct.
But then again, like, they allegedly JJ had that for Man of Steel or not Man of Steel, Rise of Skywalker.
Yeah, but I don't think he did at all. He seemed like, if you watch the behind the scenes, it seemed like that he was a producer on that film. He didn't feel like a director to me at all.
No, he was kind of trying to play his best. He was trying to do his best George Lucas impression, like, George Lucas's involvement and the Empire and Return of the Jedi, just kind of approving concept and concept art and creature design and things like that, but not really running the day-to-day operations of filming the movie on set. And, I don't know. I hope it would be a dream. I think there are a lot of people that are going to still hate the Snyder Cut just because they've been on that train for so long that they won't get off of it. Particularly the people who have been, like, dissing it for the last 2 years and have been dismissive of the release of Snyder Cut hashtag and all that jazz. They're in the camp where, like, they actively don't want us to get what we want because somehow fans getting their way is like it just rubs them the wrong way.
Yeah.
And you can definitely tell the way the reporting is going, who's who in the so-called media, the movie media business, like who they really, the idea that fans would be catered to in any way, just they hate that. They loathe it. It's one of the reasons they hated Rise of Skywalker. They thought that that's what happened.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what they tried to do. They failed. I mean, it certainly wasn't a movie that I wanted, but
no, I don't. I mean, they couldn't even please the Last Jedi crowd or the opposite crowd. So I mean, you there's two camps that were against or going into the movie that you couldn't even please either side, which is it's basically just an absolute failure for them on all fronts.
I think Warner might look at that too and like, okay, we're going to make some money off the Snyder Cut because I think they're definitely going to make some money off of this thing.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Hard to quantify with streaming because it's a subscription service, and there's other reasons to subscribe to HBO Max or whatever they're going to call it besides the Snyder Cut. So like they can't say every sign up for this new streaming service is due to the Snyder Cut because that's not realistic. Just like not everybody signed in to Disney Plus for The Mandalorian. In fact,
correct. Yeah,
I'm going to guess that The Mandalorian, if you really break it down, might be responsible for 1, maybe 2% of maybe the subscriptions that for Disney Plus. I think a lot of people were going to get it because of Disney's library and all their family programming.
Yeah,
and the fact that it's like $5-6 a month. It's not even that expensive.
It's not. No,
I mean that's a cheap price to pay to shut your kids up for a while. Oh, Raging Rhino's here. We need to address this. Raging Rhino's off the team. We haven't told them yet, but I guess now's a good time.
Yeah, sorry about that, man. Sorry, we were going to tell you in person, but we decided against it. So we're just going to say it on stream. So yeah.
No, we knew you were at work, and you weren't going to be able to do it. Of course, if you're not, you're welcome to join us.
Yeah. Jedi Lucky's here. Entertainment journalists and professional critics of the worst. That's right. Trey Courtney today was a good day. Shills haven't eat their words in the Scream 5 news. Real quick about the Scream 5 news. And the fact is, too, a lot of them were screaming this was a reboot and nobody's going to come back. It's hilarious that they just keep getting things wrong over and over again. And Runner Studios is here, too. Hail Geekblade, Lost Jedi, released a Snyder Cut. And Rhino says, what did I do? Well, you keep people on the Discord until like 8 o'clock in the morning. That's what you do.
Yes.
But I've got a ton of art. I've got a ton of tabs open. You guys should see. It's like it's not Ryan Kinnell tab apocalypse thing. But he says,
well, everybody's running with the story now, yeah.
Yeah, that's what we figured. There's let's go to this Phantom Wire article. It's funny too that where this is coming from. I love this because it's Andy Signore, and that dude's been, saying this ain't happening for longer than a lot of people. And the fact that he put out an article on his website, like, oh my God, it's happening. Like, no, come on now. You chill, okay? But yeah, Andy Signore. Yep. I hate this website, by the way. I hate it. It's absolute trash. I don't like Andy Signore, if you guys can tell. I threw shade on him in one of my past videos. I think about, was it the Deadpool video? I don't remember what it was. Oh, the Boba Fett. I remember which one. I think. But yeah, I threw shade at him. I don't like him at all. Never have. I think he's one of the ones that call people idiots that were going to say this is going to happen. A lot of people did, though. A lot of people, and they just, these are the same people when it comes out, they're going to find every reason in the world to not like it. Like, that they're not going to give it an honest shake. But, it is what it is. Mm-hmm. Yep.
I did a video recently, as the devil, and I said it in that video, like, I do not let other people determine what I like. Like, you can have your opinions and everything, but I will have mine, and you're not going to bully me or try to shame me into a different position. So like, if 100% of the critics hate the movie and I like it, don't care. I still like it.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. But he did tweet today as well. I'll get into all that stuff, man. There's a lot of stuff going on, and Film God save the receipts, of course, for all these people who are going back and deleting tweets. It's great. It's what's happening is absolutely fantastic. So this article is from, like I said, Phantom Wire. And I'll tell you what, it's funny because when you watch news videos from across the Phantom and even not part of our Phantom, how many times do you see somebody using Phantom Wire? Not many. But
yeah, no, not much.
Of course, first sentence here. We previously reported that Warner Brothers did not ever want to release Zack Snyder's version of Justice League, aka the Snyder Cut. So I wonder if that was them hearing that, or they just didn't want it, so they weren't going to report it no matter what. It's, you know, I mean, like,
I think they dug it. They dug in. The executives at Warner Brothers have dug in their heels on it, and they can't, you know, it's just like the camps have really, really dug in, and there's just no movement between them, and so they didn't, you know. I think the executives that messed with it and changed it and everything don't want people to see it, because if they like it, then they have to somehow answer for, you know, hey, why did you go in that direction?
Yep. Why did you cut that much out of Batman v Superman and then take him off that movie when he was, you know, in the midst of a tragedy? Because can you imagine? I don't, from what I've heard, they didn't tell him they were cutting that much out of Batman v Superman, because it was supposed to be that 3-hour Ultimate Edition cut. They did the same crap with Watchmen, though. They cut 30 minutes out of Watchmen before they put it in the theaters. And if you watch the director's cut of Watchmen, it's a completely different film. It's the editing flow is better in the director's cut, and it's a better movie. It hits a lot of beats that the theatrical cut missed, just like Batman v Superman. The editing is the biggest issue with the theatrical cut. The pacing is off. It's really weird. A lot of Clark Kent like stuff where he's out doing reporting, like actually talking to people in Gotham about Batman, that were cut out. A lot of big things cut out. And after that was released, like there's a lot of people online. I think there was a hashtag like "Sorry Zack Snyder" went around for people who like ripped apart BVS after the theatrical cut because they saw the Ultimate Edition and they were like, "Oh wow, I raised my score." I think John Schnepp went from a 5 to an 8 on his score. I mean, there's a lot of people out there that really kind of
and he was never, you know, he was never a guy to be like overly praising. Like an 8 is a good score for like, you know, people score things differently. You know, I like the movie, it's a 10. I didn't like the movie, then it's a 2. Yeah. And you have other people who are like, you know, a really good movie is an 8, but you know, if you want a 9 or a 10, it's got to be like masterpiece level, you know.
Exactly.
So an 8 is actually, you know, from him, I thought was a pretty good score.
Me too, absolutely. And Paul Patriot, of course, he wants to release the Blue Twi'lek women cut, of course.
Might be a cut of that. I mean,
here. What's up, man? Watchmen director's cut is way better. Oh, absolutely, man. It's like I watched the theatrical version. I was like, man, they're missing some key plot points in here that it just felt off. And then, of course, this was back when Blockbuster was around. Blockbuster put out they put out the DVD boxes before it comes out, like a couple days later. And I saw like director's cut. I'm like, wait a second. And the guy behind the counter was like, yeah, there's like another 30 minutes put back in the movie that they cut out. I'm like, okay, I'll rent this again and watch it. And I was like, okay, that's a different movie. Yeah.
Yeah. See, director's cut can be hit and miss. I mean, some stuff is, you know, they put back in and it's like, it was cut for a good reason.
Yeah.
But when you're talking about that much time, studios have this weird paranoia about long run times in movies. I don't know if it's the movie theaters giving them a lot of grief about longer running because it cuts the amount of showings they can do in a single day for that particular movie. So it reduces the amount of ticket sales they can get in a single day for that particular screen. So, like, I know that the theater chains don't like really long run times, but like the audience does. You know, how long? Like the king of all movies for a while for box office was a 3-hour movie. Am I right?
Avatar. Yes.
Titanic.
Exactly. Titanic. Yes. Yeah. Titanic.
Avatar was a pretty long run time. I feel that movie, you could have cut out 90-95% of that one and made a better movie.
Avatar, you could have cut out a big chunk and it would have been the same.
Because I hate that goddamn movie with a passion.
Me too. But the fact that he's doing all these sequels already, you're like, dude, you missed the boat. It's been a long time, man. People are gonna be like, what's Ava what? Because you got the deal is grow up with it.
It was the 3D gimmick was a lot of what drove that movie, and that's not a gimmick anymore. Correct. Like people are already kind of like, I'm not going to pay extra to see the 3D. It doesn't really add anything for me. It's just kind of layered in there as just kind of a gadget. But they don't, I mean, they typically, Avatar was fairly long run time. Lord of the Rings, you know, kind of a long run time. Those movies did very well. And now, like, it used to be a movie. Yeah, it used to be a movie that was an hour and a half was considered like, you know, ooh, that was a little long. And now it's the, you know, 2.5 hours is considered kind of like average. The border. now when you see it, when you go to a movie theater and you pay, your full price and you see like a 90-minute movie, you feel like you kind of like, well, that was kind of quick.
That's it.
I feel,
yeah, I know.
I feel
exactly.
like I feel shortchanged a little bit.
True.
Like you could have put more in there for most titles. I mean, I think Last Jedi, they could have cut 45 minutes out of that one real easy. The whole Canto Bight crap. And it would have been a better movie. Still a piece of garbage, but still better.
Makes me think of Mark Hamill's comment when he was asking the red carpet for Last Jedi. So, what can you tell people about this movie? Nothing about the other ones. What about this one? Can like exactly
it's longer?
It's the longest one. That's what he says. Straight face, and then all of a sudden has a pause and he's like, "No, well, I can talk about because he was like, oh shit, I better not say that."
Yeah, he's funny to listen to. That whole press thing with him when he went on that, it was he was like, it was two different people.
Yep.
A lot of times, because I mean, you could just tell he was heartbroken over it. And we can get in. If we start discussing Last Jedi, we're gonna lose track.
I know it's gonna go down a rabbit hole. Yeah, it's gonna do that. I mean, it does.
That's another movie that's a couple years old that I could still talk for hours about. But no, the Snyder Cut. Like I'm sure the studios were just like, we don't like the long runtime. The theater chains don't like the runtime. It's going to hurt our the overall views. People aren't going to want to see it. Superhero movies. I think as long as you keep the pacing right and you don't get too into the weeds and too boring, like they're going to want 3 hours. A good runtime. Like it wouldn't keep me from watching a movie. I don't look at the runtime of a movie and go, "Ooh, I don't want to see it. It's too long."
Yeah, same here. It's I remember when Endgame was going out in theaters, people were like talking about having an intermission. I'm like, what, are you 5? It's a 3-hour movie. Get over it. You're fine. You can deal with it.
And maybe not have 6 big gulps before you go and you'll be fine.
Exactly, yeah. Angel Straven says, I have not seen it since in theaters. Don't want to ruin the experience. I think it's about Avatar. And I'll tell you what, man, watching in the theater with the 3D experience was pretty great because it was a Dolby theater. It was like a really nice theater at the time in Columbus, Ohio. But then you watch it on like home theater years later, you're like, ugh, what the hell's this thing? Why are they okay? And the thing is too, the special effects,
a garbage story.
It was a trash story. Absolutely, it was trash fire. And I remember after watching it again, I'm like, this is the same guy that did Aliens and Terminator 2. What are you doing? What the hell are you doing? You could have come back to the Alien franchise and actually done an Alien film or an actual Terminator film. Maybe like revamp the franchise because people know that name. But then Avatar makes $3 billion. I'm like, how the fuck does this happen?
Gimmick. It was the 3D gimmick. It really pushed a lot of people. Like, oh, you got to see it in theater. It's 3D. It's like.
And I'm like, well, a lot of people.
So was Jaws 3.
Yeah, no. Don't even start on that one. Yeah.
For me, that doesn't draw me to the movie. And honestly, like I did go see the 3D version, and there are some cool moments that are 3D, but the bulk of the 3D,
yeah.
The bulk of the 3D is just like the plants in the foreground, in the forest. Like I didn't think it was that great. I didn't think it was that compelling.
No, absolutely not. Hey, Lethal.
Release the Snyder Cut. Hail, my brothers. Hail, my sisters. Hail, everyone. The time is upon us, my friends. We have walked the line for nearly 4 years, my brothers and sisters. We have experienced it all. We have been dunked on by everyone left and right, coming at us, trying to trash us, telling us that it does not exist. It is the Loch Ness Monster. It is Bigfoot. Some have claimed to have seen it, but it can't be proven. Even when there is photographic evidence of it, they still disputed its authenticity. When Jason Momoa was getting up on his interviews and saying, release the Snyder Cut, Aquaman made over $1 billion. Hey, Jason, when does Aquaman take place? Jason's response, Aquaman takes place after Zack Snyder's Justice League.
Damn right.
We have been told this and that from everyone. We have had dickheads like John Campy going, no, it's not real. It's not real. And now look where we are, brothers and sisters. Release the Snyder Cut. I've seen Andy Signor on Twitter having his meltdown. John Campia is going to be sitting down watching the movie with his eyes closed. See no evil, hear no evil. Zack Snyder, the man who went against Hollywood, who did not want to put any corporate logos in his movie. The man that can accept and take criticism, the man who wants to please his core fan base. Zack Snyder has dealt with a lot of shit. We, as Zack Snyder fans, have dealt with a lot of shit. And now here we are. The time has come. Release the Snyder Cut.
Absolutely.
Damn, where were you at the beginning of this stream? What an intro.
I know, that's fantastic, Lethal. That was
Preach.
fantastic, my brother. Absolutely. Because it's been over and over and over. We've been told it doesn't exist. Get the fuck over it. Calm down. Shut the fuck up. Sit down. But guess what? Now you can eat your fucking words. All these people are going back or deleting tweets so that we can't go back and prove that, oh, look what you said back then. It's all being deleted now.
Geek blend, my brother. Oh, Google Images is a beautiful tool,
Yes,
my friend. They exist.
Yes, yes. And I know Film Gob has all the receipts too. We know that. We know for a fact he does. And then, of course, you got like Phantom Wire here with that Andy Signor making an article today. I'm like, dude, why are you putting out an article? Nobody's going to
because he was wrong. Because Andy Signor is a fucking worm. He just wants to latch onto anything to build himself back up. But he has no problem turning on anyone that offers him a helping hand if it can elevate him to a higher platform. Right. Andy Signor is garbage.
Yeah, I've said that. I remember there was a video I did last week, the week before. It was a news video, and I remember Lost Jedi sent me a message like, "Dude, you threw some shade at Andy Signor in there." I'm like, "Because I hate the dude. That's why I hate the dude."
If we're talking shade, sorry, give me 1 minute.
Sure. Speaking of that, I'm gonna do some real quick there. This article, look and see. There's some specific things in there, but I got a ton of stuff.
All the stuff about Signor. I do want to say one thing about him. Like, what happened with him with his prior company was still horseshit.
Yeah, agreed.
His takes are still bad, but that doesn't justify the shit that he went through with the Me Too bullshit.
Yeah.
So I'll give him some credit there. He had to take a lot of bullshit for that, but doesn't excuse his bad takes now. He's got to stand on his own words about the things he's saying, that like we all do.
Yep. Oh, Trey Cordy bring up a good point, man. Jody's Corner, dude. That dude, I hate that dude. I'm not shit. Like, this guy he only says something when it fits his narrative. And of course, he was like saying good things about the Snyder stuff in their beginnings, but then he goes on Collider and people call him out, and then he starts like shitting all over stuff. It's like, come on, man. Just he's been shit. He shit on the BVS Ultimate Edition and called it trash. I remember that. He loved I think it was Man of Steel, maybe the theatrical cut of BVS he was like really into. But then he changed his tune. Like, he changed his tune immediately.
That's a good show title, Raging Rhino.
I like that. Well, the Lethal Geek Jedi Show.
Got a ring to it.
I agree. Fuck that Me Too bullshit. I mean, I still think he's a trash person, but no one deserves that crap.
No, yeah.
But when we're on the subject of shade, can I get a screen cap?
Yeah.
So this was my most recent video. It kind of bombed a little bit, but I released it at a weird time. But if we're talking shade, here's some shade.
Okay.
Here. Unless you're Signor, then you're probably spurging all over the internet right about now. It is. Yeah,
wrecked. Fucking hashtag wrecked. Hell yeah.
I think he tweeted something to that effect too.
Giovanna's here.
Replied to him, Spurg.
Yeah. No shit. And of course, you got people like Grace Randolph, who love her or hate her. Mm-hmm. She's been on Zack Snyder's side for quite a while. And she's been talking about it for quite a while. She knew this shit was going to happen. People were like really talking shit about her too. Like, Collider was talking shit about her. Like, was it last year? They'd said some real bad shit about her too. It's just been anybody who's been on that train. I think so, maybe.
Huh.
I don't think she. I don't know. Yeah. I don't know if she did or not.
Maybe.
But there's one specific tweet I want to get into here, and I know it's from this douchebag, but I'm going to bring it up anyway. This dude, this is another douchebag who didn't believe anything either. Humberto Gonzalez, Mr. Scoopy Pants himself. He's another one didn't believe this shit. But look at his tweet here. A lot of people are pointing this out. I'd watch this on Wednesday morning if I was y'all, just saying. And then I was watching earlier. I don't know if Lethal, if you ever watch Film Junkie.
Film Junkie?
Yeah.
I'm not subscribed, but I know of him.
Yeah, he's a big Snyder Cut guy too. Him and Ping Pong Flicks. There's another guy like Chris Pong. He's really good channel. They were did a live stream earlier, but Zach is doing a Q&A for this. that's kind of weird. Don't you think that he's going to allow questions? Like,
Yeah, well, I mean, he can
90%
artfully
it's going to
dodge
be yes, yeah, but
the big one question that everybody's going to keep asking.
that's the thing. That's what I'm saying. Do you think if it's actually happening, we're going to get the announcement from HBO, like Warner, or we're going to get it from Zach himself since it's his thing and he's been one fighting for it since the beginning?
I think it's more likely we'll get it from HBO, but
Yeah.
I think I speak for everyone where we kind of want Zach to be the one and just be like, here it is.
Yeah.
You know, in fact, I even saw Grace say it. They were saying like, hey, we know you have some inside information. Can you do the video? And she was like, I could, but I think Zach, it should be Zach. It's like blowing out another person's birthday candles. It's like, you know, let the birthday kid have it.
Absolutely.
It's going to be so good.
I think he's going to, at the end of it, like, you know, it's like at the end of his BVS watch party, which was great.
I know.
It was actually really entertaining. Like I wasn't like watching the movie along with him. I was just purely listening to him. And then of course you could hear them where they were in the movie anyway in the background. But like at the very end, he's like, you know, hey, they should make a sequel to this, kind of like something to that effect. I think he'll have some sort of, which was a great ending, and then the stream cut off, so we didn't know because it actually crashed a couple times during the
he wrecked Vera that day. He wrecked them. Their servers were not ready for that shit.
I think if I'm gonna guess, he's gonna do some kind of comment there that is not a direct statement, but a pretty much you can connect the dots real easy kind of thing to
like you did at the end of the PBS where he's like,
to kind of announce
a sequel to this movie.
I think that would be a good way for him to kind of like acknowledge that it is going to happen, or it has. I mean, who knows what the timeline is? Because first he has got to get the money to finish the shots he needs to finish, and then he actually has to do it, and then it has to come out. So like, I mean, we could be waiting months yet before we actually see anything. I think it'll be quicker, but
that's a fair point.
Yeah.
Especially
are you going to watch it, Lethal?
It would depend when. You mean the watch along?
Yeah.
Yeah, it would depend what time it is. Time zones are a bitch sometime. But no, I agree with Lost Jedi. I think ideally we would all like it as a launch thing for HBO Max. But Comic Cough kind of fucked up a lot of this.
I just don't think they're going to be able to complete it. Like, I don't want them. The thing is like, I don't want them to rush those final things that they have to do to put it out by a particular date, because that'll kind of hurt. Like, I want him to really like take his cut and then, you know, fine tune it even more. Now he's going to get the green light to do it and get a little bit of a budget to do it. I think that's. Plus, it would be probably not a good idea. Like, let's say it was ready to go. I don't think you want to test your streaming service by like throwing that out there on day one, because you're going to crash it.
Oh, yeah. It'd be like fucking Disney Plus over again. They couldn't get the damn thing to work for like, 3-4 days? It was like really fucked up for everybody. Yeah.
You really can't. It's so hard to like really do any sort of benchmark or, you know, strength testing on these servers until you actually kind of go live. And we've seen it happen a million times with video games. You know, it's a big midnight release. Everybody's downloading it, and then the servers pop open, and particularly for like, you know, online role playing games, and then the damn thing crashes, and everybody gets upset. And like, there's really like, look, like if they wanted, if we're up to them, the servers would have stayed up. I mean, it's not like they were just haphazardly put them together. But like, until you get into the real world scenario with the real amount of users logging in and unlogging in and doing all that other bullshit. Like, you don't know. So it would be a very bad test to like, you know, crash HBO Max on day one with the Snyder Cut release. Because I think that would probably happen. There's enough people out there that want to see it. I mean, I would want to see it on day one. I mean, right away.
Oh, yeah.
Do we think it's going to be a one release as a film? Or is it going to be what we're hearing from behind the scenes that it's probably going to be a series released as episodic?
I hope it's one.
Yeah, I hope it's one. I don't understand how you could do it as a series.
I think what they would do is they would have to. The only way they would do it as a series, let's say, if they get a specific spot done, like the first half an hour, 45 minutes to an hour, and they're like, well, we can have some more shooting to do, make these effects done, because we don't know there's some shooting that needs to be done here. He said it publicly that he's got to have some reshoots. I believe so. I think I saw somebody say earlier that Affleck was getting back in shape too.
He is back in shape. You see the photos of him with his new girlfriend, and he is looking a lot better. Like I really like Ben Affleck for a few reasons. Like I'm actually kind of inspired by the guy. But I don't know if he should come back to Batman. It seemed like it just kind of fucked him up too much with the whole Warner Brothers situation and all that. It sent him down a dark path, and he relapsed and all that type of stuff. And I don't want to see that happen. But I mean,
it's true.
Yeah.
But the thing is, too, a lot of it was the Joss Whedon and the reshoots and all the bullshit that happened behind the scenes with Justice League. And there's a lot of rumors out there suggesting that Jeff Johns is one of the fucking assholes that said to him, if you can't do your Batman movie, you can't do it. You'll drink yourself to death. You can't do it. You're going to end up drinking forever, blah, blah, blah. And it was just an asshole to him to try to get him to leave. Because
really, I did not know that. They reckon it was Jeff Johns that said that.
We know Jeff Johns is a fucking piece of shit anyway.
Yeah.
I mean, we know that for a fact already. And he does not like what Zack Snyder was doing at all. Like, he never publicly said it. There were some things he had said in other interviews I cannot find anymore where it wasn't like direct shade, but it was there.
Yep.
And you could just tell because...
I mean, when I see his name on a comic book, I get excited. When I see his name on a movie, I get worried.
Yeah. Look at Green Lantern. That was his baby.
Yeah, look what happened there.
I know.
Well, the two mediums are very different. You can't tell the same kind of pace story. Like it doesn't work. That's why you have to hire screenwriters, and you should hire screenwriters anyway to do a story. They have a whole category for it in the Academy Awards. It's like adapted screenplay, right?
Yes.
Because books don't translate directly into movies, and neither do comic books. It's a different format. You have to take that into account, and some people are good at it, and some people aren't.
Absolutely. Yep. No, fair point.
His name is spelled with a G, not a J. My name is spelled like that.
I don't see it. Like, you got a point. Like, if Ben Affleck hypothetically was to come back, it would have to be like on a lot of good faith and promises. It has to be like, look, no, Jeff, don't worry about Warner Brothers. You answer only to Zach. All right. That's it. But then there's the whole question of, well, where's Henry Cavill in this? Like, is he going to come back? Like, he's the one that's been quiet the most on this. Like, do you remember when there was that explosion of tweets when Ben Affleck and Gal Gadot both tweeted really?
Yeah. And
Gal was the one that surprised me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
because we know for a fact that she's, like, close to Zach. Like, all of them are close to Zach. Zach is God, and they are they're his Titans type thing. But because she still had Wonder Woman 84 coming out and all that, so she could have gotten in a lot of trouble, like, from that tweet. There could be Warner Brothers on the line being like, "What are you doing? Don't do this shit." And she made her choice. Jason Momoa, his movie made $1 billion, and he's been pro Zack Snyder since day one. And his movie made $1 billion, so he's just sitting there going, "Suck my $1 billion dick."
I'm fucking untouchable. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. I think with Henry Cavill, he's the one that has. His next movie was the most in doubt, or whether they would bring him back as the most in doubt. So he had the most to lose by speaking out.
That's why I think he didn't say anything. I'm pretty sure that's why, because, he was still on the fence. They still have had conversations about him coming back as Superman. Nothing's set in stone. And I don't think he wanted to burn that bridge just in case those executives were like, what the fuck are you doing?
Just a smart play.
Yeah. Or like, play. If he knows in the background that all these people were against Zack in the first place, he wouldn't want to burn that bridge. But I understand. But there were some people that came out and really shit all over him. And there are shitty parts of fandom, and there are shitty parts of the Snyder Cut fandom. And then some of them were going after him and attacking him. People were going on his Facebook posts attacking him. I'm like, dude, calm the fuck down. This is probably something that you don't even know about what's happening behind the scenes. So leave the dude the fuck alone right now and let him do what he needs to do.
The thing is, like, Henry Cavill has said some of the most friendly things out of, like, all of them, when asked and when pressed and with leading questions to try and get him to shit on quote unquote toxic fandom. He won't take the bait.
No, he won't.
He'll be like, no, they're just dedicated, or paraphrasing. So I really I really like him. And I think all of them would come back, at least for the reshoot aspect of it, out of loyalty to Zach and friendship to Zach. Like, going forward, does this bring a Batfleck back into it? I doubt it. I think they're still going to, try and go forward with skinny Batman.
Emaciated Batman. Yeah.
Yeah. Yes.
The one you can't use a microwave. So
eating disorder Batman.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's a good point there, Runner Studios. I mean, Ray Fisher has been one of the biggest supporters for the thing out of all of them. It's Ray Fisher all day, every day. Yeah, most of his shit got cut. Like a lot of
he's barely in the movie. Like really barely in the movie at all.
Yeah. Yeah. It's bullshit too, because I mean, it's not like you can't go on Zack Snyder's Vero and see like just hundreds of pictures, well, not hundreds, but a ton of pictures from what the Snyder Cut is. And you go back and look at the trailers for Justice League before it came out. Even the last trailer that came out like a month or two before the movie was all Zack stuff. It was none of the new shit. They had recolored some of this stuff a little bit to match what the final battle looked like, which looked like ass, by the way. And but a lot of it was Zack stuff. And then HBO Max, they've been promoting like Justice League, but they're using Snyder Cut shots or Snyder shots, not Whedon stuff.
Yeah.
Yes, Henry Cavill is Superman.
Yeah, I really like him as Superman. I really did like. I know a lot of people hated Man of Steel. I'm not one of them. I thought it was great. I thought it would be impossible for me to like a Superman movie more than a Superman more than the Christopher Reeves Superman. I mean, we'll leave out Brandon Routh's and it wasn't his fault. This movie was just a boring movie.
No, they were just trying to make it a Donner 2.0, and it needed to move on from that. Mm-hmm. It needed to move on. It was too late to do a quote unquote sequel, which it was. It was a sequel to the Donner films, and people might not like this take. Somebody. Yeah, nobody's gonna like this take, but I didn't like Christopher Reeve's Superman, and I saw it maybe when I was a kid. I didn't like it. Never did. I was bored.
That's controversial.
Yeah, I didn't like it at all. I wasn't a fan. Never was. No.
I love
Reeves. I like
the second one.
I mean, I just didn't like. I didn't like it. And then reading comics as I grew up and reading Superman, and Superman has evolved. I mean, you see a lot of people out there talking shit about Snyder's Superman, but have they read a comic in the last 20 years? Superman is not that character. He's not. Never. He hasn't been that character since like the 60s. So you have to evolve. You can't just rebrand with the same kind of like golly gee kind of Clark Kent kind of character. You can't do that again. It's not going to work. It can't work.
Gee, no, look, it's Batman.
Yeah, I think they were heading in the right direction with this new take on Superman. It was going somewhere, and it was like I liked where it was going. It was kind of like he was a little bit of a reluctant hero. He wasn't the gung ho Boy Scout. He wasn't sure what his place would be, and like how to deal with people like literally worshiping him. Like all those kind of weird aspects you don't really think about when you watch the Donner stuff.
Yeah,
like literally people worshiping him and as a god, which would happen.
Going back to what you were saying before about Geek with the people like going crazy on him on Facebook on Henry Cavill, I remember seeing similar stuff directed towards Patty Jenkins and Gal Gadot.
Yeah,
and that was kind of bizarre. It was like, well, they've both been supportive of Zack Snyder. I remember seeing one guy was saying, "He's like, we got to boycott Wonder Woman 84. It's anti."
I remember seeing that. Yeah,
I was like, "You retarded? Like these two have been big voices, have been very pro Snyder. Now you're going to boycott their movie? You're an idiot."
Yeah, and the thing is too, like everybody's asking Patty Jenkins in these interviews. I'm like, okay, but Patty was brought in to do Wonder Woman and continue Zack's vision, but she has nothing to do with it. Like, don't ask her. Talk to Gal Gadot in interviews. You don't have to talk to Patty, and people are getting pissed that Patty's not like a gung-ho, like, yes, we have to see it now, all this stuff, but she's not like a big part of that. Yes, she loves Snyder, and she's going to support him no matter what, but she doesn't have a stake in the Snyder Cut like Gal Gadot does. She's not somebody that's going to be, coming. And plus, she's still hired by Warner Brothers, and if those execs behind the scenes don't want this shit or didn't want this shit happening, why is she going to say that kind of shit?
Yeah, she's got to tread a very fine line. Like, I mean, like you said, like it is Zack's Wonder Woman, and we've all heard the story. Like, Patty Jenkins didn't want Gal; she had a totally different story in mind, and then Zack Snyder sat down with her, was like, all right, this is what we got to do, and then she was like, holy crap, you're right. And then, they made Wonder Woman, which even amongst people that don't like DCEU, a lot of them tend to consider Wonder Woman a good movie. I really like the Wonder Woman movie as well.
I do too. I really do.
I did great. I think it was so well cast. The dynamic between her and him and it was a fish out of water kind of story about her being in modern times. It was a little bit like a Captain Marvel in modern time, or not Captain Marvel, Captain America in modern
Captain
times.
America
kind of
or Thor coming into
or Thor kind of going in there.
Mhm.
But it worked better, and like their chemistry, the two characters' chemistry, it worked really, really well. Chris Pine and Gal Gadot, and they're like, "Who's this lady? Like, where the hell did she come from?" She gets this one. She nailed it in that movie. I mean, she did. It was. I thought it was a fan. The end fight scene, not as much. Damn, but like everything up to that point was good stuff. And even the worst parts of that movie are still good. It's not great.
I think the everyone will agree the final fight was a bit meh, whatever. But it wasn't horrible. It wasn't like this god awful abortion. It was just kind of meh. But like that.
No, the fun of the movie is how they got there.
Yeah, the No Man's Land scene is like perfect.
Yeah. Oh my God, that's shot so well. Cinematography is great. I mean, it's a great looking film. It feels like you're in that era. It does.
Ezra Miller saying nothing. Yeah, Ezra Miller's been pretty quiet. I feel like he's just kind of just trying to move forward. Like, I don't think he was ever expecting it to happen.
I don't think what's he going to do? Be like, release the Snyder Cut or I'll choke you?
Yeah.
Dude, I'm telling you, mate, that just shows you how hardcore the Snyder Cut is. You got people like Ezra Miller prepared to choke out any bitch.
Yeah, what you didn't see in that camera footage was that bitch was like dissing the Snyder Cut a few seconds earlier.
Wow, I remember that came out. It's funny nobody said anything about that. You haven't heard anything about any kind of charges against him, so maybe just kind of some kind of like fake thing that really wasn't real. I don't know.
Slap on the wrist, or basically give her $10,000 to not press charges, and it goes away. I mean, the studio gives the lady $10,000, like whatever. Like, I didn't expect him to get criminally prosecuted for it. I mean, maybe if it was an average Joe situation, like I don't even know if an average Joe, like two dudes get in a bar fight, the cops come, might get arrested, spend some time to like, will you get prosecuted if like there was no damages and things like that?
Yeah,
DA probably is going to be like, not even freaking worth it. Like, I'm not going to waste my time on this stuff.
Trey Courtney says favorite DCEU moment is still the warehouse scene or the flight scene from Man of Steel.
Ooh, both good.
Absolutely.
I love that. I love that first flight scene because I mean the music that went with it was just perfect.
Hans Zimmer fucking just nailed that. Like,
I didn't think that was going to be possible either because he's very hit and miss with me. Like, I love this. He did Gladiator, right? And I love the score to that one. Didn't really like the score to Inception, but this one I'm like, you can't, like, you're going to get rid of the great John Williams Superman theme. Like, no, you can't beat that. Like, I don't think he beat it, but like, it fit the movie. Like, John Williams wouldn't have fit that movie. The very, military marching band kind of sound that John Williams had in his Superman theme wouldn't have worked in this Superman movie. But he did nail it with like the steel guitars and like all the effects that he put into it. It's fascinating. Like watching videos of like how he came up with it and how it came to be and how they actually like recorded it with like all these drummers in this big, huge, basically this drum circle, doing it or guitar players and just doing it all at once to get that volume, to get that richness to the sound. It was just, if you haven't seen the video or the behind the scenes on like how that soundtrack came to be, you should watch it. It's good stuff.
It's great. It's really, really good stuff. And then you have
I'm a musical score guy.
Remember when Danny Elfman was talking shit after when he came in to rescore Justice League at the end there about how it's arrogant for somebody to come in and think they can redo somebody's theme that's already had a theme made for them. Like, because he wanted to bring, like, he was basically throwing shade at Junkie XL for trying to redo a Batman theme when he was like, why didn't he just use my 89 Batman theme? That's Batman's theme. And people were like saying on Twitter, like, okay, motherfucker, you didn't use 66 Batman theme. You came over with it. So what are you trying to talk shit about? And he's throwing shade at Hans Zimmer, saying, why didn't you use John Williams' great score? Why'd you have to come in and do a whole new score? It's like, Danny Elfman, shut the fuck up. You are not the best.
But I mean, we're giving controversial takes before. I've always thought that Hans was better than John Williams.
Me too. Really?
Me too. Absolutely.
Yeah. I think the John Williams one is just a little bit more iconic, though. Like, everybody knows that one for me. But like, I
It's
bought.
also been around much longer.
Yeah, well, yeah, true. I mean, I bought the Man of Steel soundtrack, the motion picture score. I bought the score after the first time I watched it because I'm like, wow, I love that theme.
And keep in mind, remember the news we heard? They're ditching the Supergirl because they want to focus on Superman. Does that mean our boy Henry's on the comeback, or what's up with that?
I think that's probably what's going to happen. It's funny too because in this day and age, you wouldn't expect to hear them say they're going to drop a female character, right?
Mhm.
I mean, it's
Right, yeah.
interesting.
But keep in mind, there is the TV show which is tanking.
God, that show is just this.
That's
garbage.
true.
On another
But
level of garbage.
I think AT&T executives have got to be looking at these Warner Brothers executives and be like, guys, it's really not that hard. DC is Superman and Batman, and then 10 million miles down the road is the next character, right? As far as like who defines the entire lineup, it's Superman and Batman, and then everybody else is just way the fuck back. Even Wonder Woman. Like you cannot do a cinematic universe and movies without figuring out how to do frickin' Superman. You can't, like, you're not going to bring in Supergirl and not have Superman in this universe. You can't do that. Supergirl, like, yeah, anybody remember seeing that Supergirl movie even came out in the 80s? Wasn't that good?
You know, that was a movie. It's like a psychedelic weird thing going on.
It was like made for TV weird.
God, it was yeah, it was very bad.
But I think they're just looking at like, guys, how are you screwing this up? It's Superman and Batman. Just do it. Like, hello, go for it, make it, and then and they got to be looking at it like, it's comic book characters. We can just reboot them. They did 3 different Superman or Spider-Man castings in a span of 15 years.
Yeah.
Just go for it, commit to it, and just do it. Like, these movies can still make money. We just, let's manage the budget a little bit better and keep it, a little bit more reasonable. But like, these things can still make money, and you have to. These are brand defining characters. You can't just not do them.
Yeah, that's true. I didn't think about that. And of course, speaking of Supergirl, I wanted Saxon to mention that open pod, the empty pod from the Kryptonian ship, that he finds in the beginning of Man of Steel, because there's a prequel comic before Man of Steel that I think explains that is Kara in that pod, so she's on Earth somewhere, or possibly around there. I'm not sure, but yeah, I wonder if he's going to talk about that. Remember hearing about that, Lethal?
I do now you mention it. Interesting. It just makes you wonder how much he had mapped out, because I know we got the whole Martian Manhunter stuff, but I've always liked the idea of it just being 5 movies. Like, he just had his 5-movie story, the arc that he wanted to tell, and then Warner Brothers got greedy because they wanted to go MCU style. But But my question that I was going to ask is, after Snyder Cut, do you think we'll get the Air Cut?
There's apparently, from what the Air Cut, from what I've heard, there's a ton of it that was left on the cutting room floor that it's already done. Like they could just like put it together.
I'm sorry, which cut?
David Ayer's version of Suicide Squad.
Do
you remember the original trailer for Suicide Squad? And the Conan head versus the
I don't think there's
completely different.
Yeah, I mean, it would be the same logic would apply. Like, if we did it for this one, why wouldn't we do it with the other one? I just don't think there's, like, Suicide Squad was like another level of fail.
They cut a bunch of shit out that apparently made it a different film altogether.
Yeah, it could very well be I wouldn't be opposed to them doing it. I wouldn't be like, no, I don't want to see it, or no, it shouldn't be made. I mean, that's what these anti-Snyder Cut people are just like, no, we don't want you to see it. Like, we don't want you to have what you want.
Yeah.
Like, I would be indifferent to it. I wouldn't be like behind it. I guess I would support it with, in solidarity with the release of the Snyder Cut, but I wouldn't be personally invested in it. But I don't know if it has the grassroots ground swelling, movement.
It could. If this group turns their eyes to that after this, it could.
Maybe.
But the thing is, like, what's really weird about this is, why did Ayer come out today of all days to talk about shit that was cut out of his movie?
Oh, because
Just to capitalize. Timing.
Yeah.
But,
It's funny
after,
though that it happened.
after we get this one right, what happens then? Because, like I said, there was supposed to be 5 movies. Are we just going to tap out at 3?
We talked about that earlier.
earlier.
I was going to ask you the same question. So, do you think? Okay, so we know that there's new leadership behind the scenes because after the AT&T purchase of Warner Brothers, that's why we're getting this. Let's say everything, the best of everything happens. It's as good as we think it's going to be, and just everything happens that it's coming up roses. And do you think they'll come back and say, well, Zach, everything's worked out great. You've done a great job. What do you think about coming back to finish your arc? Do you think that would happen?
No, and the reason I say that is I think they're committed to Robert Pattinson's Batman. Not that there's anything wrong with that. I'm keen to see it, but I just don't think they'll want to have 2 going on at the same time.
It's like what they did with George Miller to do with Justice League. They were like, oh, we don't want to have 2 Batmans on the fucking screen. People are dumb. They won't get that. Yeah, they will. They're not stupid.
Yeah, people will understand it. People will totally understand it, but I don't think it's going to happen. But
no.
I think, and it kind of sucks, we'll get Snyder Cut, we'll see the ending, and they'll be going, damn, now I want the next one. But I don't think
because of the teases at the ending. I mean, it's like we know it's Dark Side, and lot of stuff, man.
They see Dark Side through the boom tube, and they're like, "Oh shit!"
There's a ton of stuff. I mean, I think I have Zach's Vero pulled up here. If we can go through this shit, there's. I was scrolling through it.
Have you seen the new Justice League animated movie yet?
No, I have not.
Oh, it's brutal. It's brutal.
Really?
Yeah.
I've always loved like DC's animated shit. It's so fucking good.
Oh, this one's rough.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah. I hope you don't like anyone.
Okay. I'm gonna watch it though. I'm gonna have to watch it now for sure.
Yeah. Hold up. I'll send you a DM.
Sure. Pull this up here. See, like with Vero, it's just like, look at that. Of course it does that shit. Can't expand it in one window. Piece of shit, StreamYard. Now, there's a ton of stuff here now. Let's get into. So I'm about to open these freaking things because it opens in another damn tab, so I can't see that tab.
Rough.
Oh, aren't you great? Aren't you great? Let's see if I can do this. Of course, we got this one. This is my favorite one. I don't think it's on his Vero anymore. I think he might have deleted it. Let me pull it up.
What's that one?
Here, I'll show you. Let's see. What's the okay? That. Remember when that came out?
Yes.
They were like, oh my god, this is.
Of course, it's real.
Yeah, it was the shills were like they should shut the fuck up after that.
Yeah, I feel that was the checkmate. That one. Oh, but we can't see the film inside it. Yeah. So, are you fucking serious?
Yeah.
Yeah, he just labeled some empty canisters that were laying around just to fuck with everybody.
Yeah, sure, exactly. Trey Courtney has an instant question here. How would you feel if they had the cast come back to do voices and maybe animate it, make it like 3 hours? Like the stuff like the next movie? You talking about the sequel, Trey Courtney?
If he's talking about the sequels, I mean, ideally, it's not what I would like, but I would accept it.
Yeah.
That'd be interesting because to translate his style into a cartoon would be different.
Yeah, it probably wouldn't look quite right, but
yeah, Trey said
the coloring and everything.
If we got the story, I'd be open for it. But yeah, not ideal. But hey, lads, I gotta get going. But I wanted to come on and preach the word of our Lord.
I really appreciate you coming on too, Lethal. Thank you so much.
Yeah, that was great. That intro. I'm gonna clip that.
Yes, it was absolutely. Hell yeah, that should easily be clipped.
Can you please? I might use it on some of my stuff. Then.
Yes. Yeah, I'm going to drop a link to your channel in the chat here. Everybody who's not subscribed to Lethal Lightning needs to go subscribe right now. So,
thank you. And
you know what I'll do is I'll clip it and then I'll use that GIF I made of you with the happy face.
There you go. Nice.
All right. Take care, lads. And everyone in the chat, stay safe. I'll talk to you all later. Release the Snyder Cut.
Release the Snyder Cut. Thanks, Lethal. Have a good one, man.
Yeah, thanks, Lethal.
Lethal Lightning, good dude, man. Glad he got to come on here.
Oh,
he's on Twitter too,
guys.
guys.
Too.
I know he really did. That's what
That was awesome.
Yeah, that was the best part about it. Yeah. But I remember when this came out too, this image, and I'm like, because I remember, I think it was like right after a bunch of people said that didn't exist. They're like, oh, it doesn't exist. It doesn't exist. And then
Yeah,
of course he's like, oh, really?
Possibly exist. That's what they were saying. Like, not that
Mhm.
it didn't exist. Like, it was impossible that it would exist. There's no way that there was that much shot and blah blah blah. Yeah, or that he was that far along in putting it together and all that other stuff. And then it was like, well, but it's a really rough cut, and then so they started making that excuse, or like it's not.
They have to make an
empty
excuse, don't they?
canisters.
Mhm.
Well, they're invested in it not coming out. Like, and I don't understand why. Like, there was.
I know.
Even a movie I hate, if the fans of a movie wanted, like, let's say a bunch of Rian Johnson fans wanted a Last Jedi director's cut, I'd be like, no way in hell am I going to buy it. But I wouldn't be like, nobody, like, you can't make it. That's nobody should be allowed to see it.
Exactly.
I think they would never do it because it wouldn't be successful anyway. But
no, it wouldn't sell. Nobody. Yeah, you're gonna have a very, very, very small minority out there. Like,
I'm just trying to think of a movie that I passionately hate, and and there's not a whole lot of movies that I passionately hate. And there's plenty that I just don't like or didn't care for, but like actually like hate the movie. There's not a whole lot of titles out there. Okay, I hate, like, the worst movie ever was the Johnny Depp movie. I'm trying to remember the damn title. Crybaby. I think that's the worst movie that has ever been made. Like, that movie, the existence of that movie, like, irritates me. I don't know why. I just hate that fucking movie.
Yeah,
it's like, it's retarded grease.
I love the
monetize anyway. But that's what it was. It was like it was the dumbest thing I've ever seen. Like, I used to play the HBO back in the day. It would have that on like 37 times a freaking month or something.
I don't know why they did that either.
Because it cost nothing to license it for the month, and it was just filler. But I mean, that was what HBO. I mean, back in the day, like in the 80s and early 90s and everything, HBO was always like that. They would have, let's say, 50 titles, and they would just re-air them in different orders throughout the whole month. They didn't have, it wasn't like a streaming service is now where you have like a full library. It was just, these are the ones they have access to show this month that they paid for. And basically, once you started watching, like, by the time you got the first weekend of the month, you were done watching HBO because the rest of it was just re-airing of the same titles. Yep. Unless you particularly love that title. I mean, there were titles like that I watched 100 times as a kid because it was just always on HBO. Like, God, what would be a good example? I don't know if it was like Labyrinth, but like, yeah. Goonies, maybe, I think, was played over and over and over and over again. There was just a whole bunch of titles that were just always on.
Yeah. I think, let me see how many people are in this video. Let's do this one here. I think I've got a couple of videos queued up.
Okay.
Of course, actually, let's do this one because it's so good and I really like his channel. I want to support him. But yeah, this is a good one. This is a really good one. I love these fucking people talking. They're like, oh my God, it doesn't exist. Oh. Which one is that one? Better make sure I get the right damn tab. StreamYard's funny. I think this is it. Yeah, I think it is too. Yep, there we go. Yes, this is from Film Gob. Okay. This dude, man. If I go full screen, will that work? How's it look? Does it look good?
I'm watching on full screen. Yeah, that's good.
Okay. That's another guy. He was in Zach's
nothing's not hearing or seeing anything.
Oh crap. Okay. Oh, it's on the screen. It didn't play? What the world?
It's just a black screen for me.
Okay. Let me
stream.
try this again. Come on, Chrome.
You've killed Chrome.
I did it. Can you see anything now?
Hit play. Yeah, man. There we go. There we go.
What's so funny?
No such thing exists.
Nor will they.
It doesn't exist.
Yeah, that doesn't exist.
It never existed. I'm glad we're getting this news. You want to tell it?
Warner Brothers won't release a cut of Justice League that never existed in the first place.
We're going to start with this, and hopefully this will be the last time ever that we talk about the Snyder Cut.
It is no joke. It is right on the money. It never existed. I'm glad we're getting this news.
This is quite the Pulitzer-winning scoop here.
The Wall Street Journal.
Yeah, this is these
Well,
guys from Collider. Yeah, I love the pause right there on Mark Riley's dumb face. By the way, he used to run the Rule of Two podcast before the other guy left and went to Star Wars Theory. This was his podcast.
oh shit.
Yep. I just think it's fucking hilarious that they did that to him because he's a piece of work. Let's put it that way. All those guys at Collider. By the way, is this full screen better here? Is that better?
Yeah.
There we go. You know why you couldn't hear or see anything last time? Because I was playing the wrong video. That's why. I told you I have tabs galore open here. So let's continue this fun fest.
No, it's exactly what I've been telling people too. Look, the people that think that a Snyder Cut exists are just woefully ignorant to how movie productions work.
Robert Meyer Burnett, say it ain't so.
Not a fan of his either, in all honesty. Not a fan.
I like some, like his takes on Star Trek in particular, but
yeah, that's true. Yeah, I know he's a big Star Trek guy, but it's just there's been some things over the years. I mean, he's the one that used to say our Lord and Savior Kevin Feige all the time when he was on the Collider Heroes. It's just, come on, dude, calm down.
Yeah.
Calm down.
He's on the Schmodown. He was an interesting character he played. Like where they'd be like insano man, like psychotically.
Yes, yeah.
Like, pissed off all the time. Like he really played a good character on that show. But when I stopped watching like all these guys when The Last Jedi came out and like not, over and over and over again for like all their videos, their counsel and everything, they're like, boy, if they do this is going to be terrible. And if they do this with Luke and if they do this with this plot point, I'm not going to like it. And then they did all those things and they're like, this movie rocks. I'm like, unsubscribe. I'm done with all your shit. No. Never watching your shit again.
Exactly. Exactly.
That was it. I stopped watching all of it. Like, you're dead to me, guys. Sorry.
We should have a laugh sometime on the Raging Geek Jedi show and play that freaking clip of Christian Harloff throwing a fit about not being invited to Galaxy's Edge.
Like I've been working my ass off as a fan for 5 damn years. Yeah.
I know, it's like this. That's just, it's gold. There's actually a video of Rich Evans from Red Letter Media just reacting to that video. That's it. They just sit him down and make him react to it. It's great. Oh, hey, Lyndon's here. What's up, Lyndon?
Hey, Lyndon.
Go ahead. What were you saying?
Yeah. And I really did watch, I watched a ton of their content before that, but then I'm they literally did what you guys said that they better not do, and you ate it up anyway. I can't, I can't with you guys. No, I'm sorry. If you want to like the movie, that's great. Good for you, but I'm done. I'm tuning out. I'm not going to watch your stuff anymore because I'm not going to like it because I'm just going to it's just going to piss me off. And Robert Meyer Burnett, I really enjoyed his takes on Picard and Star Trek Discovery. I think he makes a lot of good points there. But he is somebody that's in Hollywood. He's not an outsider. So some of his takes, I think you have to take as that. I feel like I'm kind of defending him a little bit. Maybe I should. Maybe I shouldn't. I personally I don't feel the same way about him as I do some of these other Collider jokes. Yeah.
Or like Mark Riley or what's her name here on the left who says she's a DC fan but's been shitting on the Snyder stuff since it came out. Okay, I'm not going to even say her name on stream.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, I mean, I think you can be a DC fan and not like the DCU. I think that's possible, but like,
She said she did for a long time, and then she came out and said she didn't. She was pretending for a long time when she did that on Popcorn Talk Network. She did some DC show with some other guys, and she was always the one like not kind of like on the fence about it, and some of the other guys were really into it. And then she came on another show when she started doing something else and was just shitting all over, especially like on Collider here. Like you'll see in a second here, but
okay.
Lennon says, "Sup guys, finally getting back to work. Our state's opening on Friday. Very nice, man. Very nice, man. That's awesome. It's good to hear." Culture Casino is back. I did get your email or your message. Give me just a minute. I will take a look at it here. I know that you were sending me something to debut. Nice. All righty. Let's listen. Yes, this is the on the left here. Roxy Stryer. That's her name. That's her. Yes.
Who are demanding the Snyder Cut. It doesn't exist. It doesn't exist.
I know enough of what's going on behind the scenes to know that, guys, there's no Snyder Cut. It's impossible to put together.
There you go.
It just doesn't exist.
But why does anyone care about the Snyder Cut still? It's like, who cares? It's over. Everyone cares.
But no, there's
I'm like, wake the fuck up. It's like
No such thing exists.
And nor will they. And nor will they.
You're talking about the release the Snyder Cut type weirdos.
Yes.
They're weirdos.
The Snyder Cut, that like imaginary unicorn.
This guy here, I like Red Letter Media, but they have some shit takes sometimes. Like, of course, where the one guy was Jay, he hated Joker, like he hated it, and then the other guy was like, "Why?" And they just went back and forth for like a whole, like I think it's like 45 minutes about the movie. And this guy, do you know who this guy is? This is Army from Arnie or Army or something from Comic Cast. This guy is a piece of work. Like, I mean, a piece of work. He thinks he's like the biggest fan baby of everything. But by the way, this dude's trailer reactions are fucking gold. He's the one's like, like during Marvel trailers. It's like, dude,
almost like the guy who cries.
Yeah, he's oh god, this dude. And he made a video about Last Jedi making the most money for a Star Wars movie. Why it's not the worst, it's the best. You guys shut the fuck up if you don't like it, kind of stuff. He did that kind of thing too. Yeah. He's a piece of shit.
That you guys think is out there, yeah, that doesn't exist. Just look to the future. Don't stop looking at the past. You know, it doesn't matter.
There isn't a
Kill it if you have to.
version hidden somewhere.
Uh-oh.
It doesn't exist. There is no cut. We're never gonna see this.
Oh no!
It doesn't
Receipts.
Because
If you ask me, I don't think there is a Zack Snyder cut of Justice League.
Okay, real talk. Justice League Zack Snyder cut. Does this thing actually exist? No,
I can't look at him and not think of the other stuff.
Oh, I know, right? I can't. I cannot. Oh my god, that when he literally
Yeah. We don't need to go.
Yeah, I'm not gonna. that was really good too. That was good. Oh my god, yeah. Runner Studio's like, oh my god, not Tom.
I know.
Well, Tom said something on our show last week too that he's like, it's not going to be Zach's. It's going to be like a Frankenstein version of Justice League. But the thing is, it's not. Zach had a complete cut made. I mean, Junkie XL has come out and said he had the score done. The score was done. So there you go. Yeah. Robert Storms, I know. Now this is Jody's.
You know what? Like that's the thing about the Phantom, like not Tom and everything like that. All right, we disagree with Tom. I disagree with Robert Ryan Burnett's take on this. Like, I don't think Tom's a bad person because I don't think he's coming at it from a point of like I don't want you to have it.
Exactly.
Like, I think that I'm getting that vibe from a lot of these other people. Like it doesn't exist because I don't want it to exist because I don't want you to be happy because I don't like you. And that's not Tom's take. I don't personally know him, but I've listened to his stuff enough. And the same with Robert Meyer Burnett. Like I don't think he's coming at it from that point. Some of these other people, I really
they're not coming. You're right.
It can't be
Robert Meyer Burnett stuff. I don't have to come. But the thing is, like this, like I said, there's a lot of reasons I dislike him. The whole thing we used to do on Collider Heroes with like, oh, it's coming from our Lord and Savior Kevin Feige. I'm like, dude, come on, man, calm down with that. It was just all the time,
that's
over and over and over. And it just got really, really, really old. People in chat are like, "There's Jody." Yeah, this only guy on the left. This is Jody's corner. This is Jody. This dude. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff we could talk about. This dude. Yeah, Tom, like I said, Culture Casino's right. Tom was just warning people that it may not be something we would see. And like we said, we can disagree.
Sure, yeah.
There's a ton of people in the fan that disagree. I mean, I still like Jeremy, even though he doesn't like the Snyder stuff. Who cares? That's fine. It's perfectly fine. Like he said on a video today, there's people within Geeks and Gamers that like The Last Jedi. That's fine. Whatever. That's fine with them. That's great. Great. Awesome. Nobody's saying you can't like stuff. So, or nobody's saying you have to like everything.
True.
It really does not.
Like I said, the Snyder Cut is not happening. I've got 3 WB sources telling me a Tooth Fairy is more likely to show up at my house with a new cut of the Snyder Cut. So Snyder Cut ain't happening. So probably not gonna see a Snyder Cut for another 20 years.
I would love to hear your thoughts.
First of all, why that guy had the music loud so loud in the background? That's not how you make a video, dude.
He was trying to go for the modern shaky cam too.
Like, yeah, he was. Somebody said something in the chat earlier about the blonde from Collider. Did you mean her? I can't think of her name. I just literally just had it in my brain. She's been on Screen Junkies podcast quite a bit.
I don't remember their names.
Roth something. But yeah. I mean, of course, some of these clips are gonna be out of context. But I mean, the Tom one I hadn't seen. Most of these full videos, I've seen a lot of them, especially with anti-Snyder Cut stuff. I mean, by the way, if you guys ever see me look into this direction, I have chat up on my other screen here. That's why I'm looking, because I have my window open and I'm playing the video on, but I just wanted to look at chat for a second. Yeah, fuck Screen Junkies, Trey Courtney. Yes, I agree 100%. I do not like them. I like honest trailers.
No, I tuned out of them around the same time as I tuned out of Collider, honestly.
Yeah, and then the Rise of Skywalker honest trailer wasn't that great, especially that first minute or so when they said something about fans throwing a fit, like Gamergate fits. They compared it to Gamergate.
Yes, that was
Yep.
As an editor because I think maybe there's a little misunderstanding about what that cut actually might be. I understand the desire for the fan base to see whatever Zack Snyder would have done, but it's an impossibility. And I
really don't think we're ever going to get the Snyder Cut.
That a completed, finished Zack Snyder cut of Justice League exists. It does not. I'm going to tell you right now, it does not.
You know what's weird about the whole thing with Campia? In the beginning, back when he was the AMC movie talk, remember that? Man of Steel, he was always a big proponent of Man of Steel. He called it a masterpiece. He loved the movie. BVS came out, he loved it. He was always for it, but all of a sudden, somewhere down the line, he just completely turned in another direction. I think it's because Collider became more of a shill channel, and MCU was their big thing. They wouldn't talk very highly about DC. It was always about MCU being the best and the best ever kind of thing. Yeah. I mean,
the interesting thing is that last clip, I guarantee he would say what I said there was absolutely true. It wasn't finished. They still have to shoot scenes for it. So what I said was true.
Yeah. And this, of course, is what's his name that plays Zachary Levi plays Shazam. But I mean, why the hell are you going to ask this dude?
Who had nothing to do with it.
Snyder Cut?
No.
Well, I know what a whole bunch of people on Twitter keep crying out for, but it doesn't exist. It's just not happening. It doesn't exist. I mean, I'm still waiting for the Snyder Cut to be released.
Yeah?
No, I'm kidding. It doesn't exist.
An assembly of his version.
A lot of people think that with Shazam going to be a franchise like that, he probably wasn't going to say anything, because if the Warner Brothers executives behind the scenes are completely against the Snyder Cut, why would you go on stage when you have sequels in the works that you're going to be in for Warner Brothers? Why would you go on stage and be like, oh yeah, I have to see it. It's great. I'd love to see it. No, you're not going to say
it. Well, the other thing is where would he get his information from? He had no contact. His information and his inside knowledge would be almost as equivalent to yours or mine. He wasn't involved with the other movies in any way. So if the Warner executives are saying no, it doesn't exist, and he's going out there saying no, it doesn't exist, who's he to? How would he know?
Yeah, that's true.
Now we're gonna get into the argument's gonna switch now, and we're gonna get into semantics about what a Snyder cut really is, and like, is it really fully cut, or does it need more work, and how much more work does it do? Like, it really doesn't exist. Now they're just making it. So really, there was no Snyder cut. It's just now they're making a Snyder cut. So you guys were still wrong. Like, it's going to go to that level of arguing, like, over the really irrelevant details. Like, he did have, the idea is like, it couldn't exist. It didn't exist. Well, he obviously, like, before he started filming, he had an idea of what he was going to film, and he looked at what was actually came out, and he could go, that's not it.
Yeah.
So whether it was officially cut together or not, it was obviously filmed.
Yeah.
So then it's a matter of, like, could you make a cut? Well, yeah, you just decide to cut it differently than how they cut it.
Yeah.
Like, it really is just semantics.
Well, I mean, I know they reshot huge chunk of it after he left the project.
Yeah,
because you could tell there were, from scene transitions in the film, what was his and what wasn't, and there were, apparently it's a very small chunk of the film that's his. The rest of it's not. They changed a lot of the alternate battle. The family, the Russian family at the end, wasn't even his. It wasn't even his cut.
I never got what the whole point of that was. I'm like, why do we keep
I
cutting
think it was
back to
just to
these
show,
like,
and there were innocent people
randos?
there, and I don't know. This is they did we did the same thing though in Age of Ultron with those families and stuff, and yeah, he did the same thing there.
Uh-huh. In whatever that big country was.
Oh yeah. I forgot what it was called.
Sokovia.
Yeah, Sokovia Accords. Mm-hmm.
And is maybe, what would you put it at? I'd put it at 35 minutes. Put it at 35 to 40 minutes.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I'm sure there wasn't even music over it.
No.
Like, that's not a cut of a movie.
We are talking about a significant amount of money, a lot of money.
They would have to put millions of dollars to getting this thing finished. They'll put it.
Yep.
Try to. It's got raw material and unfinished CGI.
The amount of money that Warner Brothers would have to put into it to create a Zack Snyder cut, I just don't think it's financially viable for them to do it. So, I mean, personally, I don't see it happening.
But it doesn't exist.
But it doesn't exist.
He didn't get a chance to do it.
Yeah.
I don't understand the fans who clamor for things that don't actually exist. This has just been the stupidest internet meme that I can recall in some time.
Yeah, this is the guy on the right. I don't remember his name because he's a nobody, but he is very he's been pretty shitty about this. I know that somebody said he was doing the same shit on Twitter to fans, like actually actively going after people who had Snyder Cut hashtags, but I didn't really look into it, so that's just what I heard. But you could tell this guy this guy's
It's so funny what they consider to be like, they'd have to sink so much money in it. Like, really, I mentioned it the other day on the stream, like, when Friends was aired, right? Friends, the 20-some minute, half an hour of sitcom, what were they making? Like $1 million an episode. The cast was like, it was $5-6 million just for the cast of a 28-minute production.
Mm-hmm.
Like, modern TV shows like that are on streaming have budgets. Okay, 22 minutes. Thanks, culture. Very precise. Like that in Hollywood terms, that's not that much money. Like they piss away money like that without a second thought. Like, look at how much money they put in to making the freaking the walrus seat thingy that Luke sucked the tit of. Because that was a
lot of
practical
money.
Effect. It was like millions of dollars to helicopter that fucking thing out there and all that other stuff just for like how many seconds of screen time.
Mm-hmm. That's right.
To piss to piss off fans even. Like if they had to put $20 million, let's say $20 million price tag on it. I really think that that's what they're spending. That's close to what they're spending on one episode of a streaming show right now.
Yeah, it's true.
That's really chump change. Like, really, in the grand scheme of things, like movies that barely have, Joker was $50 million. That was considered like an ultra cheap movie. Like Ford versus Ferrari, $100 million budget. For Ford versus Ferrari is $100 million budget. Like $20 million into a superhero movie that a lot of people will want to watch and or purchase. that's not unrealistic to me. That doesn't seem like a terrible investment.
No, it doesn't.
They throw more money away on streaming garbage.
Yeah, they do. I mean, how much do you think Stranger Things cost to produce and to make? That doesn't look like a cheap show.
No, I mean, you know, they're doing it like $10 million an episode is considered like a bargain these days, almost. Like,
yeah, mm-hmm.
You know,
it's crazy.
Sorry, I mean
it's true. It's true.
Crazy. It's crazy, but that's what it is. I mean, I remember when $100 million box office take was considered a blockbuster, but I mean, those days are long gone. The amount of money that they can stick into it, and you know, to finish some special effects shots and cut the movie back together, that's not. Like, I don't know why they were trying to take this side or this angle that it was like it was an impossibility to take the footage that already existed and add special effects shots to it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Culture Casino said 55 to 100 is cheap
for a movie budget.
That's what is that what you mean, Culture Casino? He said for Stranger Things, it's only $10 million an episode.
10 million, just $10 million.
$10 million
for one
per
episode. Yeah. You know, a $50 million movie is really considered cheap nowadays.
Yeah.
I think $100 million, depending on the title you're getting into there, like I think you could do movies. I think the sweet spot, if I were an executive for a lot of movies, unless I was thinking it was going to be the $1 billion blockbuster, I'd be like, you need to shoot for around a 50 to $80 million budget would be the sweet spot.
Mm-hmm.
Anything more than that, you're looking at, you know, now you have to sink even more money into marketing and everything like that just to get the people in for the opening weekend in order to recoup your money.
Yeah, that's.
But it really depends on the title. I mean, some titles are just, you know, if they would have loved to only spend $100 million on the last Avengers movie, we know that, or the last Star Wars movie, we know that that's not the case.
Yeah. Then you got to count marketing and all the other crap they have to sink into the film. I mean, the thing about Solo was that they say it was $250 million to make Solo, but then they fired the directors a third of the way through or halfway through the film, and they had to reshoot a ton of it. I mean, probably ended up being a $500 film. $500 million film.
Yeah, there you go. The culture is like $15 million an episode for the last season using cheap actors.
Yeah, that's true.
Well, then they went way over budget on that episode 3 with that the battle in the dark, but you know. I was listening. They took like a month to film that one. Yeah,
yeah. They're like, I don't think we should do this very bright because now we have to show everything.
Yeah, if we just darken everything and do a lot of shaky cam and close-ups, then we don't have to actually do any detail, you know, work on it. I mean, that's one way you can go for TV. Like you can get away with that, but like when you're in, you know, your last season and people are expecting, and this is the one event that everything's been building up to, you probably want to do a little better than that.
Yeah. Maybe not. Also, if you're Game of Thrones people, maybe not come out and say, well, you can turn the brightness up on your TV. Like, that's not how you do that stuff. Sorry.
Those are the same people that really believe that, you know, in CSI, you could just take a still image, zoom enhance, and 360 rotate.
Yeah, it's very true.
You know, they
enhance
really,
image.
Like, you know, zoom and enhance and rotate in 3D, like a 2D image from like a traffic cam or something.
Yeah, Culture Casino said, actually, my theory on the darkness was poor production design. They failed at color correction. I would definitely go with poor production design. I mean, they did a lot of that, especially in the last season. It's just not. I'm not going to get involved, and we're not going to get started on Game of Thrones because I could go for a couple hours on that too. I think.
And I was never really deeply invested in that show at all. Like I didn't personally, I didn't get it. You know, but like I know through the other things that I've seen what happened to, like, so I feel like a brotherhood with those of you who are like really invested in and were super disappointed. Like, I feel your pain. I know your pain. I didn't feel it with that particular title. But I thought it was really interesting to be like, wow, you took the hottest thing like ever and just shit the bed the worst way possible. Like, wow. Yep. It was like Hold My Beer of Star Wars, and then they get hired for Star Wars. And like, how fucked up was that? Yeah, but we all know how that'll turn out. So,
yeah, exactly.
sometime.
Instead of just sending a hashtag Snyder release a Snyder cut and yell and scream, I don't know, look around.
He just can't.
Can you pause there for a second?
Man, I
got this whole idea that people using a hashtag on Twitter is some sort of like great offense and annoyance. Like, you know, Twitter has an option where you can mute words, right? And they'll never show up in your feed. Like, if you're truly bothered on Twitter by people using a hashtag, Twitter's probably not for you. Like, it's not the platform. You go private and don't follow like 1,000 people. Or use the mute function that's been built into the platform for fucking ever now. Just fucking mute the hashtag. If it really bothers you, like, they treat this, it's another thing that it bothers me with fandom and everything, is like, if you push for something or you push against something and a hashtag or on Twitter, you're somehow harassing or being a bother. Like, it used to fucking ignore people.
Yeah.
Don't watch shit you don't like. Don't follow people that annoy you. It really isn't that hard. Like, Collider annoys me, so I stopped following them and stopped watching their stuff. Really didn't think much of it after that.
Not
Don't
hard.
care what they say.
Definitely
Not interested in their takes.
Yep.
Yeah, go ahead.
It's
I just had to get that out.
Oh no! I mean that was a good point. I mean, that was a shitty take.
They're literally bothered by a fucking hashtag.
I know.
These people are using a hashtag I don't like.
I know. It's like, okay, you know, you can mute specific things. Just do it.
Yeah, fucking mute it, you pieces of garbage.
Look around.
He just can't tell them type of stories, man. I like Zack Snyder a lot as a director.
And I'm a Zack Snyder fan.
Now, you guys have heard me talk about Zack Snyder. I'm a big Zack Snyder fan.
Liar.
I do know this. He needs to stop with the bullshit. He needs to get off social media.
And
he
stop
needs to stop with trolling with all the Justice League stuff. He is not doing himself any favors.
I'm like, that's cool, but you're living in a fucking dream world, okay?
And all he's doing is turning off other producers and studios from wanting to work with them.
I'm like, wake the fuck up. It's like,
I hated Man of Steel. I thought he blew dick in BVS. And in Justice League, I was like, oh, I can get behind this Henry Cavill.
Uh-huh.
Like a moron. This
I don't care. I don't care. It's
Yeah,
like, I mean,
it's so over.
For me,
I'm not. When he opens his mouth now, I can't take him seriously because he's a child. He's a baby who didn't get what he wanted. That's what it is. He's a fucking child. But I've been a Star Wars fan. I put in all this time and work. You think you're the only person who's put in work as a Star Wars fan, dude? You don't see everybody and their mom going on social media and be like, I've been a Star Wars fan since I was 5 years old. In 1977, my dad took me to the movie, and I didn't get an invite to Galaxy's Edge. You don't see that. Sorry. Just a
Right.
fucking child. Child. Yeah, that's right. Culture Casino. Hashtag bad takes. Yeah.
And they want the Zack Snyder cut, which probably doesn't exist, to be released. This will never happen.
Zack Snyder fans think movies are just a bunch of scenes in a row.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I've seen Thor. I haven't seen Justice League.
Did you like Thor?
Yeah, I did.
You did. It's a buddy.
Gross. You already lost my respect because you lost Thor Ragnarok.
Yeah, it's fun.
Yeah. And
Buddy comedy is not what you think of when you think of Thor. Sorry. Oh, oh my God. There's cuts out there too. People talking about MCU films. Yeah, it's fun. It's fun. All they say is fun. That's all they can fucking say.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't do this. Are these the Young Turks? Oh my God, it is the Young Turks. Fuck.
How
Man.
dare you subject me to fucking Cenk Booger or whatever? Fuck.
Yeah.
Hate that guy.
I know, me too. Yeah, these guys are all idiots.
And that's what's missing. That's what's been missing from the DC universe.
But the more shocking one is Gal. Gal came out and said release the Snyder Cut, and that's weird to me.
Calm the
Going
fuck
along with
down.
Hype. I think that's what it is. Huh?
That's the only thing it is.
So it's really curious and baffling to me that she wants to release this old Wonder Woman of the past. He says the lead actor for Shang-Chi, Simu Liu, tweeted out the Snyder Cut hashtag. Dave Bautista also hyping that shit up on Twitter. I don't want no Snyder Cut to be released because at this point, if it comes out, I'll watch it.
First of all, your set looks like shit. And
Yeah.
keep your fucking hand off there if you're going to see it in the other guy's shot. But they're literally throwing a fit about a movie that they don't have to watch. So
yeah, this is like, I don't want it to be out there.
I don't want it. The Young Turks can't even make consistent payroll right now. Nice.
No, and after they get bankrolled by Kuwait oil companies.
I think so, yeah.
And YouTube themselves threw them a bunch of money, didn't they?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, they did. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was very poorly produced. It's funny that to me, like you see these, like the Young Turkmens too before this, you see these guys with these elaborate sets, and you're like, you're dumping a shit ton of money into a channel that's not, just especially this guy. He's not making bank. He's not.
Well, no, I think if you like, they want all the toys without working their way up to them.
Yeah, I know.
And if they don't get them, then it's like, well, I didn't have a fair chance because I didn't have the toys that these other bigger channels have. And it's like, look at the biggest guy on YouTube. He's not exactly the king of production design.
No.
It's not really about that. I mean, you can certainly improve the look of your channel and make it look more professional and everything, but really, ultimately, you can talk about a subject without being on camera even.
Yeah.
And people will tune in if they're interested in what you have to say.
That's right.
Like you don't have to spend a whole ton of money designing this big set. Hey, if you're successful and you get to that point, like I think
that's great.
Like a Stephen Crowder would be an example where, like, he's had a very successful show. Like, granted, he's not monetized on YouTube anymore, but he monetized the hell of getting demonetized, which is brilliant with the whole Mug Club thing.
Yeah.
And he, and then they moved and redid his set and everything like that. And he's got payroll to meet too. He's got a decent sized staff of talent, Quarter Black, and all those other guys. Like, I don't religiously watch them or anything like that, but like that's you build your way up to that, and as you get successful, you then can like start and you take the money that you're making, and instead of going and buying a new sports car, you put it back into the business to expand it, make it look better, add additional staff, be able to do more things like fly out to campus and do a Change My Mind segment, which has been tremendously successful for them. They're very popular. That's the stuff you do. You don't build the set and then hope. It's not like Field of Dreams. Like if you build it, has nothing to do with whether or not they come.
That's right.
It doesn't work that way on YouTube. It worked that way on network television when your choice was 3 channels, maybe.
Yeah.
But on YouTube, when you have your choice of a gazillion users uploading content, by the terabyte, like every second, you have a lot of options. Having a fancy set design isn't going to get you there. And that's ultimately what did Collider in as well, is that they plunked all this money in and all that stuff, and their product wasn't bringing in the revenue. And then they had all this talent on board as well, and you got to pay them, or and I don't know how they made a dime, because you look at their views and everything. It doesn't translate into the amount of money that they were spending. It was this idea that it would eventually grow to be something so huge that it would, but like the content you're providing doesn't lend itself to that kind of advertising revenue. It just didn't.
I remember
the Young Turks go. There is one video I will watch of them, and it's fantastic, and that's election night 2016.
Meltdown on Trump. Yep, because Lyndon's brought that up in the chat too. The meltdown on election night when Trump won.
That was good stuff. That was some good stuff. Like the look of just horror and pain. It was amusing for them little smug assholes.
It really was. It was fun to watch that. I mean, I've actually went back and watched it again since then. And
yeah, it's kind of fun. Like it's
really fun.
Get too much into politics, but that I did enjoy that. That is a guilty pleasure. I do like that video because it was just so epic.
Yeah, it was.
Keep that shit in the vault, dead in editing. Don't put that shit together, because at the end of the day, bro, I know the fandom. Fandom is toxic. You give fandom a marshmallow, they'll live off that shit for 3 weeks. These haters, bro, they don't listen to logic, bro.
You're the hater. You just called him toxic. What do you think you're doing by saying that?
See, the idea
You know what
is,
I mean?
if you give the fans what they want, then they'll continue wanting things, and you don't want that, do you?
Why wouldn't you want that? Don't you want people to pay money for your fucking product?
I think they don't understand how business works. They think
I don't think they do either. They absolutely don't.
they really like
Absolutely don't.
Like, you know, filmmaking is an art, much like other art. But like ultimately, if you want to if you want to do that and not have another job, you gotta find somebody willing to buy it.
That's right. Yeah. Yeah. Lyndon says, fuck you. I know he's talking about Jody because this dude is a piece of work, dude. Let me let's put that. He's got like an iPad 1 on his desk there. It's like the old iPad from like the first gen.
Nice.
Yeah, it's definitely not a very tech savvy looking web set there. Yeah. Oh, and he does the whole garbage thing like Christian Harloff did for a long time. He copied it from Christian Harloff. He's just he's a very he's a douche.
I sat back in 2016 when this BBS first came out, and I had the very first BBS rant on YouTube. There was one rant on YouTube at one point, and it was mine.
No, it wasn't.
When everybody else, go look at Chris Stuckman's review of that sheet. He gave it a B.
I'm going to give Batman v Superman Dawn of Justice a C+.
Look at them try not to
Receipts.
destroy it, the trash that it is. Here we are 3 years later, and now the rest of the world understands that BBS is trash. Those same movie reviewers probably won't even talk about the sheet no more because they know BBS is trash. Fake. It's a facade. They are tricking you, and you guys don't even know it. They won't still tell that real truth beneath the surface.
But that 30 minutes make this movie way better. I'm not even going for it. I can't even lie. They actually they filled in so much missing stuff from this movie with the.
I thought he shit on it, didn't he? Yeah, he shit on it. He had the first rant on YouTube against it, though. Interesting.
Yeah, this is the same guy, right?
Yes, same guy.
Huh. Well, this is confusing and embarrassing, isn't it?
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
With the 35 minutes of extra footage, I give this movie a B-. Yes.
Just get them views, get them
views,
subs,
get
get
that
them
money.
likes, and then likes and the money and the subs. Exactly. We know why. You're playing the game at the cost of your own integrity. I understand all that shit, but I'm not doing it. And the money and the money and the money. And PB and Jamie put down a $20 donation, man.
I know.
Tim Fabro.
I like the way you cut that.
Bro. Shout out to Tim Fabro, man.
Me too.
Mama mentality, bro. $5.
Question there. I mean, I can't answer it. It's the two executives who, maybe four executives, made several $1 million of Christmas bonuses by rushing that out November 17th. Who knows how many people made what? I'm not in charge of that division. So,
Shep, is there any world when we could ever see the Snyder Cut?
yes, there is.
Yep.
Oh, I'm so glad that he said that. I was like, I don't want to see it. I'm like, I don't want to talk bad about him. I like.
Oh, I'm not. I would never. Yeah, never talk
Yeah.
bad about Schnapp. Yeah, never. Absolutely never. That's. But yeah, isn't it funny?
I'm sure he had bad takes I would disagree with at some point, but so good. I'm glad it ended that way.
Yes. Yeah. Hey, Will, what's up, man? Glad to see you. Yes, this is that Jody guy who's always on Anti-Signor and went on with Fatal J. Yeah, this is the guy who also got Film Gob on, and it was a 4-1 against Film Gob. And they basically they wouldn't let him talk either.
They just filibustered him out.
Yeah, pretty much. It's unfortunate too because our own Lethal Lightning actually had Film Gob on his show. That's long ago.
Yeah.
So he was in the chat, Film Gob's chat, and he was like, "Holy crap, is that the real Film Gob?" So he invited him on, and Lethal Lightning kind of had like a fanboy moment for a second.
I think I remember that.
Yeah, it was awesome. I was fucking. I remember messaging him on Twitter, be like, "Dude, I'm kind of jealous of you right now. How'd you get Film Gob on your show?" Yeah. W in the chat for the dude at the end. That's right. Win for John Schnipp. Yep. Yeah, Film God wasn't treated well at all. I mean, the thing is, it's not like he wasn't ever attacking Jody. It's called he's just showing the receipts. Like, here's what you said. Here's what you said back then. You lied. That's different. You know what I mean? It's just
well, you know what? I think you can change your mind. But then just admit you changed your mind.
Yes, exactly. Yep.
But like, initially, I've changed my mind over, my takes on movies and whether or not I like them, or usually it's revising them downward, because once you get over that like initial hype and you watch it back like a couple years later, you're like, oh, it really wasn't as good as I thought it was, or I remember it was. But there are other times where, like, I seen a movie and be like, I watched it again and it really, I liked it better this time, or, for whatever reason, I like it, or, you can change your mind. You're allowed. But then don't say, like, I was on board the #1 and the first one on YouTube to say
I know.
shit. And,
yeah.
I mean, that's disingenuous, because you weren't, because there was just a video cut of you earlier saying you gave it a B-.
No kidding. It's like, yeah. Yeah, I told you, man. There's a lot of people out there that, like, just wait till it actually comes out. I mean, there are a lot of people already eating their words about stuff, and but it's gonna get even better. It's just gonna get better and better and better. It really is.
Well, they're just gonna argue that it really wasn't the Snyder Cut. It was, now they're making it. That's that that's what they're all gonna do.
Oh, I know.
Like, Campy is gonna. The first thing he says is like, If the Snyder Cut exists, then why does he need money to release it? Why can't they just release it right now? Like, the super majority of Release the Snyder Cut people didn't believe that it was 100% finished movie. Like, I don't know. I'm sure they exist, but I didn't talk to anybody online or in my personal life or whatever. It was like, oh yeah, it was ready to go, and like the night before it was went to the theaters, they switched it with some other one or something like that. It was like, Or they the executives had both of them, and they just went eeny, meeny, miny, mo, and picked one, and then buried the other one under the foundation or something. Like, we all knew that there was going to be some level of touch ups and additional things that would need to be, but it was almost there. Like it was way more assembled than they were leading out, making it sound like it was. And for all we know, he could have been just working on the cut all this time, and it really. Maybe they were right initially, but like, it doesn't even matter. The footage is there, and once you have the footage, you have the cut. Like, he filmed, like, when you film a movie, you don't just film random stuff and then like pick through it later. You're working off a script and a production plan. You have to have all these things planned out, because your set designers can't just whip a set together and then you film by the afternoon, by lunchtime, right? These things can take weeks to build these sets.
Yeah.
So like, all this stuff was planned out. There was there was a vision, there was a plan. And if he got through X% of filming it, then just cutting it together is a matter of just cutting it together.
Yeah. Yeah. Will said about Jody and the whole Film Gob thing is, they talk over you, a group of people, whereas Film Gob is a very mild-mannered guy, like, especially for a Scotsman. So he won't interrupt you like they do. So he really didn't get to, talk much for that. Well, I mean, like, look, changing your mind on stuff is fine. Like, Trey Courtney says, changing my mind on Halloween 6. He used to hate it. Did on that one too. Like me, Runner Studio said, like me, I like Thor Ragnarok at first. Watch it again, not so much. And then, of course, Will said, one of those I remember is Batman Returns. Saw it opening day, didn't like it at all. Then saw it again a week later because someone took a group of us, and I liked it a whole lot more. I mean, you can do that. Yeah.
Yeah, that one I still never could get into, but it is what it is. Are we Snyder Cut fanboys? Snyder Cut fans, I wouldn't say fanboys or fangirls. Lyndon, don't be.
Thanks, Lyndon. I loved Man of Steel. I loved BVS theatrical, and then, well, I didn't love it. I liked it, and then when the Ultimate Edition came out, of course, it's you asked my wife how many times I've watched that movie. Same with Man of Steel. She liked too much, way too much. And then
I would say I'm a fan of it. I'm excited to see it. I'm happy that we are going to get to see it. Would I be like broken person if I never got to see it? No. My issue has always been like I've had a feeling that it was reasonable. It was within their powers to do it, and I've always kind of been like, then why not? Like, just
Raging
release
Rhino
it.
there. He changed his mind too. I hated the Rise of Skywalker on first showing, and I hated it even more the second time. And this is how it works.
Well, we're going to see how you like it the third time, Rhino.
Yeah.
We got to survive Last Jedi first.
Oh, that's not going to happen. Culture says
Wouldn't
I
that
think Snyder's
suck?
hit
We
or
all
miss.
die from watching Last Jedi before the Snyder Cut comes out.
I know. Yeah. Oh, yeah. It doesn't work right. I'm sorry. But yeah, Culture says he thinks Snyder's hit or miss, but I want to see what he would have done. A lot of people do. A lot of people that don't like, what he did still want to see it because, like Jeremy. Jeremy for Geeks Gamers doesn't like absolutely hates Man of Steel because he's a Superman guy. I'll still argue that I think the only reason he's a big Superman guy is because the Donner stuff and not the comics. But that's another.
That's fair.
But he still wants to see it. He still wants it released. I mean, that's because he got fucked over. Zach got fucked over. We all know that happened. He got fucked over bad. We could have had a lot more out of it. I mean, we don't have Ben Affleck as Batman anymore because of what happened to Snyder, unfortunately.
I think the real thing is he's not the first filmmaker to get kind of fucked over in the edit room or by the studios.
Correct. Yeah.
It happens a lot. I mean, it's one of the reasons that George went the route he went with making Star Wars and how he bargained to retain the rights and everything because he didn't want to be part of that studio production model because he kind of saw the writing on the walls. Like there's a lot of filmmakers that have gotten hosed by the studios, or by censor boards or film decency councils and all that kind of junk that can interfere with your vision as a director or Chinese censors even. So I think it's having him be able to kind of be able to at the end kind of get his vision out there. I don't see how it harms anybody. Like even if you hated Justice League and you hate the Snyder Cut, like I just don't see how it harms you by having it being released. I mean, unless you feel that like it's going to hurt AT&T stock and you're a stockholder, but like I really don't think that that's the case.
Yeah. That's true. Will said, I want to see what his cut will be, but I really dislike the whole DC universe, and that's fine. Everybody is entitled to their own opinion.
Yeah.
That's fine.
And I like the DC universe more than I like the MCU. So
Culture says he might miss that episode of your show, guys. Not sure I can suffer Rise of Palpatine or TLJ. Hey, man, I tell you what, I completely understand. We suffer.
I don't. You will suffer with us, goddammit.
I'll let Trey Courtney and a lot of other people in the chat weren't actually watching it, but they were hanging out with us in the chat because then they're like, listen to them suffer. Those fuckers. Yeah.
Yeah.
Trey Courtney says, like 95% of his work. The only one I didn't like was Sucker Punch. I get that a lot from people. I haven't watched it in a really long time, and it was so-so for me, but I've been told I should rewatch it and rewatch it again. So yeah, Sucker Punch was hard to watch, expected more. Yeah, the thing is too, this is there's a ton of reasons why I think this should happen, but think about the way that this happened. I mean, his daughter commits suicide and he takes a leave of absence and they're like, well, you should probably just stay gone. Probably just stay. It's
we'll finish the rest of it up.
Yeah, we'll do it for you. We got it. We got this going. And then to see what happens, he didn't even watch it in the theaters. He didn't watch it at all. And he didn't even know about half the scenes that were in there that weren't his. People were asking him on his Vero in comments, like all these different scenes. And he'd be like, I don't know what you're talking about. That wasn't in my movie.
Kind of imagine like you're a store owner and you got this employee works underneath you. You're exhausted. You're remodeling the store. You're just about done. It's just a matter of doing a final sweep and cleaning the construction dust and kind of cleaning the windows and tidying up before you're ready to grand open the next day. The guy tells you you're exhausted. It's going to be a big day tomorrow. Go home, get some rest so you'll be good tomorrow. And you go, okay, my employee's got it. He's just got to sweep up and everything. You go home, you go to bed, and the next day you come back into your store, you open it up, and the fucking thing's rearranged completely from when you left the night before.
Yeah.
That's what happened. like, oh, we got it. And it's like, no, you changed, like, you didn't finish it, you redid it.
Yeah.
Like, that would be a pretty, like, you'd feel pretty, you'd fire that employee.
Yeah, you'd be pretty pissed off. And that's a lot of work that you had done that he basically reversed. Of course.
Yeah.
I'd be pissed. And it's just a really bad situation.
Well, the thing is like I can't imagine WB like gave him all the money to produce the movie without seeing his script and his outline for like where it was going to go.
They did. They just got the reaction
like,
from BBS, and they're like, "Oh fuck, we gotta do something."
Yeah, but like he didn't. Like once you green light it, like I feel like you green like you saw it, you approved it. You're gonna have to kind of live with what you bought.
Mm-hmm.
You can't. Like I understand that like if the director goes rogue and gives you something completely different than what he pitched, then you step in and go, "That's not what you pitched us. That's not what you sold us. We want a refund," basically.
Yeah, exactly.
But basically, like he's giving you exactly what he said he was going to give you, like, and you're trying to change your mind after the fact. It's just kind of, it's just sleazy.
Yeah, it is. It really,
like you green lit his vision, and I don't know if it's just they went different executives did it, and there's always seems to be like power plays and infighting and executives jockeying for position within these film studios. It's precisely why they really suck at picking what the audience wants to see.
Yeah.
I mean, like are these the same executives that greenlit the other movies that flopped? They
exactly. Yeah. Yep.
These are the same geniuses that said, you know what, we love Birds of Prey. It's going to do great.
Yeah, they're the same ones who they looked at BBS and they said the same thing. They're like, I don't think Suicide Squad is about done. They look at the cut and they're like, oh my god, we can't do dark again. We got to do bright and shiny and colorful, like in Marvel. So let's redo the entire. Let's just redo a bunch of the Suicide Squad too. It's fine. And then you just get this mashup of just shit. And it's like this doesn't feel like the same movie, that we saw the preview for. Interesting.
Well, I like the idea of like a very, very contrasting styles between the two major DC versus Marvel. Like I don't want them to be very similar to each other because they're already with too similar to their own stuff. And then you have another studio trying to repeat what they're doing, and like you really don't have any choice. You have no different flavor. Like, yeah, have a dark one, and then have a quippy, asshole version over in the MCU, where every character is a quippy, joke-telling asshole. Have that universe, but then have a serious universe over here where it's a little bit more broody, a little bit more gritty. I like the gritty and the broody. I don't like the quippy asshole world where everybody's just a fucking prick. Because really, what Avenger's not a prick?
Yeah. Yep.
They're all fucking pricks. They're insufferable pricks that you would not want to even, like, you would not be their friend at all.
No.
Like, I don't want to be them. I'd like their powers, but I certainly wouldn't want to be any of them. They're all assholes.
Yeah, they are. Yeah.
They really are. They're assholes.
Oh, Runner, did you suffer? Oh, you suffer with us through that. Oh, he watched TFA with us. Nice. I think I remember you saying that.
Are you going to suffer with us on
TLJ?
TLJ? That's not. We didn't get Civil War. We got a civil minor
civil skirmish
dispute. Yeah.
Dispute. Yes. Yeah. Oh, you're taking off, Will. I appreciate you stopping by. Thanks for coming by, man. Always good to see you in the chat, of course, all you guys.
Yeah, nice. Yeah. It's always hard. Like we talk a lot, behind the scenes, and like, and we can talk for hours about movies and stuff like that. And they're like, oh, well, do we want to do it on a stream? And you figure, like, who's going to watch us at this hour? There's so many other people streaming.
I know.
And, like, you don't want to do a stream with like two people in the chat because you kind of feel like, oh, this really wasn't worth it. But then we'd be bullshitting anyway. So I guess it doesn't matter. But it's always great to see that, you guys support us and come out and listen to us anyway. So,
yeah,
encourages us and makes us want to do more of this. I can't say we're definitely going to do like a ton more live streaming in general, but it is fun to just kind of like, hey, let's just You know, a lot of stuff's going on. Rather than sit there and try and work on a video for a day and a half to editing and all that other stuff, let's just go live and talk about it.
I know that's
Yeah,
I like it too because it's going to help my watch hours on the channel too once we get closer to down the road. I mean, plus, I mean, I've talked to multiple people in our fandom and other heard from other YouTubers on their streams or their videos that it's a big thing that helps your channel and brings in people and brings in subscribers is to live stream. It does really help out.
It's good. It's an opportunity for us to talk to everybody, and then each other, people that talk to each other within the chat as well. I mean, like we all see each other and give each other hails and other channels chat, and like, oh, seeing you again, and we're like, oh man, I've been following you. You've been following me around all day long from this stream to that stream, seeing you in that chat, and then you go into that one. It's like, all right, where are we going next? It's a fun part of this community. I like it.
Yeah, me too. Yeah. Runner says it's going to be hard, so I'm guessing no TLJ for you. I feel you, man. I tell you what, I wouldn't want to put anybody through that shit. No way. No way.
All right, then you can do it by yourself. Thank you.
Oh, hey, no. I didn't mean you. Ryan, you guys got to suffer.
We're not out of it. Okay.
Yeah, we're not out of it.
I'm not going to really. I don't think I'm going to talk much about the movie.
Oh my god. I'll tell you what, it's going to be interesting to
particularly
see.
Canto Bite. I mean, I might as well read out of a phone book at that point. I mean, it'd probably be more entertaining.
He probably would. I think we're going
to pronounce people's last names.
If you guys want to really hear Raging Rhino, I think you might want to tune into that one because you're also going to get Raging Geek Blend because holy hell, I think we're going to have some scenes where we're all going to be like, yeah, we're gonna, I think it's just gonna be a rage fest. But the thing is,
I can predict exactly what scenes are going to be tough for us to like, not hit the pause button on, so we can rage out for a while. But we'll let it play through.
Yeah.
And the throwing the lightsaber, I think, is definitely going to be a tough one.
Oh, that's going to be a big one because that was like one of the first. I mean, it wasn't the first thing in the movie that like gave me like a red flag in my brain, but it was like, wait a second.
I mean, me and you got to practice to see if we can get like anywhere near like Raging's. Fuck off, Disney.
Oh, I can get there if you really, really push me to it. I mean, I tell you what, if I would have watched a full video of Jody's Corner, I probably would have been there with him talking shit like that. Yeah. You like listening to stuff too. Okay. Trey Courtney, you're absolutely correct. BVS our Civil War only happened because BVS. There was a Captain America 3. It was not Civil War. It was something else. And then Kevin Feige saw that they announced Batman v Superman at Comic-Con. He's like, oh, fuck, we got to do our thing too.
Wow, that explains why it sucks so bad.
I didn't miss a joke. I went back and looked at it. I got the thing. I got it. Because I saw your comment, Kitty Bear. I was like, wait a second. What did I miss? And I kind of scrolled back. I'm like, oh, I got it. Okay, I got it. Yeah, Civil War. I remember going to the theater for that movie, and I'm like, I was already not really excited about it because they just was like, just shove Spider-Man in there. We'll just shove him in there because they had gotten the rights and we'd heard rumors, and all of a sudden we see it. I'm like, oh man, we're going to shove Spider-Man into this, but he doesn't know. And then, of course, my favorite part has been edited into a better version of what we got. But when Captain America basically used his shield to drop a trailer, a truck trailer, a semi-trailer on the hot top of Spider-Man. And of course, Spider-Man has super strength, so we caught it, but Captain America did not know that.
Right, yeah,
so we're going to kill a kid, dude. I mean, there's an edit where the trailer actually drops and there's blood splatter everywhere. It's really good. really good. I think
I didn't like it because I thought the plot was so convoluted and stupid. Like as far as villain plots go, it made the Superman Returns Lex Luthor look smart.
It did. Yeah, that they called him Baron Zemo. He was not fucking Baron Zemo. Holy hell, it's way off.
Just this whole roundabout, like, boy, you're really hoping that like your evil plot depends on you flipping a coin 100 times, and like 50 times in a row, it has to land on its side in order for like all your plan to work.
Yeah. Oh yeah. it was. I remember watching the theater, like, wait, what is?
Wow, that's
what
convenient.
the fuck is this guy doing? Like, yeah, it just doesn't make any sense. Oh, and the fact that they were threw a fit about the Avengers and causing problems when she just blew up the top of a building. It's like, could you have done something better than that? Like, maybe like level half a town, something like that. I mean, it just, I don't know. I know there was people in there
a little bit bigger in scale and more. Yeah.
Because they didn't bitch about anything that happened in. I mean, look at Avengers 1. I mean, they're like, oh, we saved a bunch of people, but yeah, how many people died in that motherfucker? Right?
Yeah, like Hulk's ripping apart the sides, ripping the sides off of buildings, just climbing to get to, and like I'm pretty sure
they look out the window. They're dead. They're fucking dead.
See, the funny thing is like MCU gets away with that, and the DCEU, like Superman didn't.
Shit on for it, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yep. I'm like, one, if you watch the cartoons at the very least of Justice League and Superman cartoons, like he's like throwing people through buildings all the fucking time. That's like normal. It's like that's just kind of like you have Superman being thrown through your building insurance if you own a building in Metropolis. It's just you're gonna need to have that covered.
So Lennon, my point was that he didn't know Spider-Man. He had no idea who the fuck he was. Why would you? It was just made no sense. Like Tony brings in a 14-year-old kid in a battle where people are trying to hurt each other. Well, not really. They're not. The whole Black Widow and Hawkeye thing. Are we still having dinner later? It depends on how hard you punch me. That's like, calm down with that. That was great. That was in a trailer, and I remember texting Jason like, "Dude, did you see the trailer? Like, watch this line in the trailer." It was a TV spot, actually, I think, but that was really cringe, bad.
Yeah, and I mean that's why that's the stuff when I say the the cringy, jokey, asshole kind of MCU characters. That's the kind of stuff I'm talking about. Like, it's not even likable.
Oh yeah, Will, I forgot about that. Tony and Cap talking about Wanda. Tony said they were going to get her a special kind of supervision. Oh, okay, yeah. Yeah, I'm trying to remember that scene. Oh, because they don't give weapons of mass destruction a visa. So Cap says she's just a kid. If she was just a fucking kid, then why'd you take her into a combat zone, Cap? Yeah, okay. Yeah, I remember that stuff now. There were so many things that just didn't work, and yeah, I know. Oh, I was just saying that because Cap didn't know who Spider-Man was, but he threw a shield and knocked a semi-trailer on top of him. I mean, did he assume he was going to catch it? But then that's the only time Cap tried to kill anybody in the whole scene. And then they got all upset when War Machine got knocked out of the sky. And they're like, not War Machine. Yeah.
Yeah, that whole thing too was like, like all of a sudden, like Vision's just not even like suddenly he's the last guy on the team you'd pick because he just kind of sucks at everything and is a liability. Like it's fucking Vision.
Yeah.
Like how do you miss with a fucking laser beam? Light goes pretty fucking like. Are you telling me War Machine like you can dodge light? I mean that you're going pretty damn fast.
Yep. Yeah. That's true.
Like,
yeah.
Like how did he miss? Isn't he like a fucking computer?
Yeah. Yes, he is. Yes, he is. Yeah, it was just weird. Yeah, well, I was born yesterday. It was just a ton of cringe stuff. Oh, we were talking about the scene with the cringe where Black Widow and Hawkeye are fighting in the civil skirmish or the parking lot skirmish.
Yeah, the domestic dispute.
They were punching each other, and one of them asked the other one, "Are we still on for dinner later?" or something like that, and the other one said, "It depends on how hard you punch me." It
just completely took you out of the moment because you're like you thought this was going to be like an actual they were taking legitimate, like you thought it was an issue that they cared deeply about enough that they would divide their team, and then suddenly it's just really not. They're just like, do you care about the cause or what you're fighting for or not? Like,
Yeah. It's weird. Super weird.
Yeah.
They're still, yeah, she says we're still friends, right? That's right. That's right. Yeah, we're still friends, right? Hawkeye says depends on how hard you punch me.
Right. Yeah,
that's super cringe. Yeah, super bad. I was like, oh Jesus, they left it in. I was hoping in the movie, the final movie cut came out, they would have cut it out because they would think, oh yeah, that's stupid. Because we all knew they were going to kill each other. We all knew it. Come on.
Well, no, I didn't expect them to really badly hurt each other. I think, but I expected them maybe to at least a couple of them to really be diehard believers and try.
Yeah,
and it doesn't even seem like they were trying. It was just this weird. I guess if you're not gonna commit to having your main characters fight, then they need to fight. Otherwise, then don't do it. Like if you're not gonna risk them hurting each other and potentially even killing some of your some major characters off, then don't do it. It's not worth doing if you're not going to go that. If you're not going to take it to that level, and I mean more than being temporarily paralyzed. What is with Disney movies and back injuries lately?
I know.
Like freaking War Machines, it was just a scratch. Like one movie later, he's pretty much fine, and then fucking Finn gets his spine severed by a lightsaber, and it's just he just has to spend a few hours in a
tank or in
a goofy suit with some
goofy goose suit. Yeah. Lynn and I will say the whole thing with it wouldn't make sense for them to kill each other. The comic book, the actual Civil War comic, the original Civil War comic book, not this Civil War rehash they did a couple of years ago, but they weren't fucking around because it was a big deal about whose side you were on and what it was going to do for the heroes and how they were going to have to operate. It was a pretty big deal. And a lot of people got hurt because of it, because they were fighting each other and really on the side of their issue. It wasn't like they were just smacking each other like, play fight. This is sparring. No, it was really serious. That's why.
Well, at least try and do a knockout blow. Maybe not a kill shot necessarily. Like I could see them pulling their punches and not kill, but at least go for the knockout. Like it didn't seem like they were even going for that.
But why? If you're not fighting to win for your side of the argument, why fight at all?
Well, yeah, if you don't care enough of. Well, I mean, I guess it depends on for such a major issue like that they would split the team. Yeah, it's hard to say you would believe so passionately that you would literally want to fight your friends over it, but then not really fight them.
Yeah. Yep, that's right.
And it seems to me then you're not really passionate. Then why do you care about the cause so much if you're not willing? It depends on the cause. I mean, not every cause is worth killing and dying for, but this was a pretty major thing. And I was always kind of on the side of look, go along with the government anyway. And if that doesn't mean you can't renege on the deal at some point if somebody if there was a world ending threat, you'd be like, well, we lied. Because that's kind of what they did anyway, right?
Yeah.
And they ended up doing.
And with Lyndon's comment here, I mean, I get what you're saying here. You're talking movies, you're not a comic guy. I get that. But the thing is, why use Civil War? Why make Civil War when you can't make Civil War? Because it wasn't just 10 people, 5 against 5 or whatever it was. It was the entire Marvel universe in the comics, everyone on a different side. It was completely, yeah. So why even use that title? It made no sense to me. Made no sense.
Well, I mean, it appealed to the comic book fans and everybody, because everybody has this, in the comic book world and in the comic hero, I should say, in the superhero world. I mean, one of the fun arguments, it's like Star Wars, which is your favorite one. In the superhero world is who would win in a battle? So-and-so versus so-and, who would win? Superman versus Thor. Oh, okay. I mean, it's a fun, what if, but if neither one of them is actually going to try in the fight, then it just doesn't seem relevant or why argue it if they're not even going to try.
That's right. That's right. Yeah. I know.
But to me, that was kind of a little bit of Batman versus Superman. If Superman actually tried to kill Batman, the fight would be over in less than 1/10 of a second. Yeah. Superman could literally smash the planet he's on.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, I'm gonna throw the moon at you, or you know, I'm gonna like I-beam you from like orbit.
Yeah, I mean, I get that they didn't have the rights, and BBS is coming out. It started the fracture at the beginning of Infinity War. They didn't have to have a fracture at the beginning of Infinity War, though. Why would they need that? And if they had to have that,
on the same side. It was kind of a moment where they had to break up the team just to have this unite the team moment, and like you already did that in the first Avengers movie.
A number of different ways, though, easily.
Yeah, and you already did it in the first Avengers movie.
Yeah, you already did. Yeah, why do it again? Why do it again? It just didn't make sense.
Like, you could have had them just like they were busy, and then they had, you know, they united for one thing, or you could be like they disagreed on a philosophical level, and they just decided to split ways, but never go head to head.
Yeah,
like they could disagree with how, like, you know, your team does it a little bit too recklessly. We're gonna go do our thing. You do your thing. We're on the same side, but we're not on the same team.
Yeah.
And then reunited. There's a lot of ways you could have done that without having to have this. But everybody seemed to love that airport scene, and I'm like, I didn't. I thought it was like pointless and actually like frustrating, because I'm like, we're watching them fight, and it's like, it's not even like, it's the dream what if scenario, except for nobody's trying, so it's garbage.
Yeah, no stakes, none. And Will says, well, to be fair, that was the entire Marvel Cinematic Universe they were using. Don't forget the MCU is for us normies. Used comic stands can fuck right off. Okay, I get that. But why the fuck would why would Kevin Feige's just baiting the comic book fans with the titles and these characters they're using? Make your own damn stories in your little shitty universe then, instead of pulling stories from the Marvel universe that have been around for a long time and they're way better than the shit you put out on this big screen. It's just,
I'm not a comic book guy.
I understand, but the thing is, like, at least make something make sense. And Civil War did not make sense.
Yeah, I'm not a comic book guy. Like, I'm not like my argument about why I didn't like Civil War really doesn't have anything to do with it's how close it follows the actual official Civil War title. I think it's a valid complaint for people who are comic book fans, because it's a bait and switch a little bit, using the title and trying to to draw them in based on it, but then not really use it. It's a bait and switch.
Yeah,
I don't think, like, just from a story as a standalone normie story, it doesn't work because they're not even trying. It just seems it's kind of a garbage what if scenario. Like,
a lot of normies that I mean that are MCU fans don't like the movie either, and that are big MCU fans. So saying normies unite down there, Will, I mean, I see that, but a lot of normies didn't like the fucking film. You see all the critics, you know, licking the ball sack of Kevin Feige when everything comes out like that, because it's Civil War and it's really good. But why is it good?
I think
I've not heard an argument for it at all.
It was such a letdown from where Winter Soldier went. I really liked Winter Soldier.
Winter Soldier it's still the best.
Probably, it's probably my favorite one.
Yep.
Because I thought it was like, okay, now we're getting, like, I just thought it was it was a superhero movie, but without feeling too campy and superhero-y. Like, it was a good, like, I like the story. It's a little bit of spy, a little Jason Bourne and kind of feel to it.
Yeah, I mean, just don't, Batman was actually trying to kill Superman, plus music was awesome. Yeah, Batman was trying to kill Superman. They actually put it in a situation where you're like, fuck, this dude wants to kill him. This is real. There are real fucking stakes. And of course, yes, but he's talking about BVS, I mean, there was actual stakes.
But as a legitimate, like, who would actually win in a you know, winner takes all fight to the death, like, Batman wouldn't even come close. I mean, come on.
No, because if Superman actually let himself go, he wouldn't, but he never does. He never will. Yeah. That's one thing Superman's always done, is never let himself go full. I mean, he has to go full power against someone like Zod, but he can't turn around and do the same thing against a person.
Right. And the thing is like the Batman that we got in BVS, that was a broken Bruce Wayne too. That wasn't like,
he lost Robin. He lost a lot of shit.
Yeah. He was in a bad, he was branding people. Like, they showed him, like, he's branding people like with a hot poker of a bat. I mean, this is not a guy that's just out for justice. He's out for vengeance.
Yep.
he's not right in the head. And so like really it was for me watching BVS, it was really it was about Batman kind of like Superman was the one that saved Batman.
Okay, real quick, I want to
kind of
address
from
this
himself.
comment. On it, he says, Will says, I honestly think most normies enjoyed it. To be fair, the kind of normie who went to see it that never spoke of it again, like my brother, that was silly fun, and he's the perfect normie. Here we go. These movies are forgetful. You're not talking about them 5 years later. We're still talking about BVS. People still talking about A Man of Steel. You're not talking about Civil War anymore. I mean, people don't.
Just did, but
yeah, but I mean, you're not seeing these. They're just a lot of them are very forgetful. I mean, look at Ant-Man. Yeah, I thought it was a decent movie, but I don't remember much of it.
It's just on to the next, on to the next, on to the next.
Exactly.
Yeah,
That's exactly the whole thing. Yep.
What have you done for me lately, kind of thing.
Yeah.
See, I think Civil War doesn't, like, for me, I could watch Civil War again. I have no, or not Civil War, Winter Soldier.
Winter Soldier, yeah. Because it holds
Civil
up.
War, I don't want to watch again. No. Like, I don't want to watch it again. I might, like, Infinity War, I think, like, I don't want to watch the movie. I'll just, like, if I feel like I want to watch something from Infinity War, I'll just watch the Thor Wakanda scene on a clip on YouTube, and that's good enough for me.
I can watch Infinity War again. It's a good one. I really do. I really do like it a lot. It's right under Captain America Winter Soldier is my favorite in the MCU.
But I know where it goes into the Endgame kind of ruins it. It's kind of like,
yeah.
That's the part that I don't like about it, because like you feel like you got to watch the next one, and like I don't want to watch the next one because Endgame really, I hated Endgame.
Oh, a lot of people
I didn't hate it.
I didn't. Marvel people. Like,
I disliked
take Mueller, for example. He's a big MCU guy. He always loved MCU. But even him and a lot of those guys said like Endgame was meh. It's not, I mean, especially the whole time travel thing is what really got it. A lot of people were like, oh fuck. Okay. Yeah.
Well, I just felt like the death thing, like, you know, and to contrast it, kind of bring it back to like Civil War and everything. Like, you had a movie where everybody's pulling their punches, then you have this movie where it's like, all right, who are they going to kill now?
Yeah, exactly. Yep.
You know, like you didn't even give like one character's gone, and like you don't really get a chance to, even from one movie to the next, from Infinity War to that one, like, Vision, he's still dead.
Yeah.
For all intents and purposes, Captain America is dead.
Yeah, he is.
You know, obviously Tony Stark is dead. Black Widow is dead. Like it felt a little bit kind of like, and okay, I'm going to say this, but understand that like they're really, one is way worse than the others, but they're kind of like, it's like, it was like X-Men 3.
Okay.
We're like, Jesus Christ, like stop killing everybody.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I remember that. Yeah.
Like, you know, like just stop killing everybody. Like, let me grieve for one of the characters before you kill the next one off. God damn.
Yeah, exactly.
Enough.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true.
Like, let it rest. Like, okay, you killed off Xavier, then that's good enough. Like, don't kill everybody. You don't have to kill everybody else off. Like, it didn't add anything. It just was like, well, I guess you feel like, are they even really dead anyway? So what's the point?
Yep. See you, Culture Casino. Thanks for stopping by, man. Appreciate it.
Good night, Culture.
Yeah. Yep. I remember that movie. I was like, dude, could you just stop for just a second and calm down? It's like it just kept happening over and over again. I'm like,
even the funeral was like cheap, like where they just like they have like the gravestones and I'm just like, God, they're so irreverent to the characters and the fans. I felt like that was X3 is infinitely worse than Endgame. Like seriously, but it was kind of like, as far as the death thing goes, it was like it was too much in one movie. Like stop, like slow down. Like I get it, it's Endgame, it's the big battle, but like,
yeah,
let's like give these characters a little bit more respect. And you know, like Tony got the big, you know, finale and the sweet finish, but like the other ones, it just kind of felt like on to the next.
Yeah. Trey has a take. X-Men Days of Future Past is way better than Endgame. I like Days of Future Past. It's really good. Especially, did you see the Rogue cut? I mean, it's got some extra shit in it. It's like Rogue. They put Rogue back in the movie, and it's a good movie.
Days of Future.
I like Days of Future Past. It was one of the last. It was probably was it the last good X-Men movie? Well, besides
Well,
Logan,
if you discount Logan, and I think I
fucking love Logan.
But see, I look at Logan as a what if kind of movie, like not a
exactly
main storyline, because I don't consider it like an X-Men movie. It's just kind of a what if offshoot, which is neat. I like that idea. Like I think they should do more of that with these franchises. Do a little bit more of that, where you can kind of like an alternative future kind of thing. But then you like if you Hollywood people hate canon so much, there's your opportunity to play with canon in a way that you can do some different things and not have to worry about continuity nearly as much as you otherwise would have.
Yep, exactly.
And it's kind of a built-in thing within comics anyway. I mean, they do it all the time. So like the audience, even the normie audience, understands that to a large extent. So like, I don't think it'll like mess them up. It didn't with Logan. Logan was pretty successful.
Very true.
The new X-Men movies, I was not a big fan of. It just wasn't. Like they were okay, but I didn't. I didn't like the cast. A lot of people are like, I like the casting. I'm like,
See, I like
It's okay. First Class is fine, but except for like what frustrates me with this is like it's always what to do with Professor X. Because Professor X is supposed to be like ungodly, unholy, powerful, right? Like that scene where they're like, they're heading into the final showdown battle or whatever to the island, and these other bad mutants are doing their thing. The tornado, I'm gonna draw blanks on their names. Forgive me. Like the tornado dude and whatever. I'm just like, hey, Professor X, can you just tell them to commit suicide with your power that's infinitely better than their power? Just tell them to commit suicide. Like they're like nobody, only Magneto, who has the helmet, is a threat to you. Everybody else you can literally tell to kill themselves.
Yeah.
Like literally, like rip off your own head.
Man. So he's not a bad man.
I mean, you don't have to say, you don't even have to go to that extreme. Like knock yourself out or just freeze, stop. Don't do that. like any command like that, and like they're instantly like defeated.
Yeah.
So like I watched that, and knowing how powerful he is, and even at that point in the movie with his ability and his control over it, like I didn't understand like why he would allow these other mutants to do what they're doing when he could like literally stop them. Like just stop. Like he did in the first X-Men movie when he was confronting Magneto. He couldn't control Magneto, but he just had what's his name grab his throat.
That's true.
Like, because he's clever that way, and be like, I don't have to control you. I can control the person next to you that can like literally crush your windpipe right now. I mean, that was cool. That was like, hey, that's a smart way to do it. All right. That's why like X-Men has an issue with power balance for me. Like, and whenever you do these ensemble monster team ups and everything, there's always like, you just have a hard time believing that, on the same team, the Superman, that like, some of these other characters, that's probably a bad example. They're all pretty powerful in the DC universe, but like on the Avengers team where you got like Thor and Hulk and shit and Iron Man, like a dude with a bow and arrow. I know they make fun of light of it in Age of Ultron, but like literally, like why is he even on the team?
Yeah.
Like really, do you need him? Is he an integral part of the team? Like he's pretty human and very fragile and not that powerful. Cool, but maybe not really. Like this doesn't really belong on that team.
Yeah, true. Real quick, I did want to go over a couple things here real quick.
Because he's in the comics. Well, he shouldn't be there either. Just because I'm not one of those people, like if a comic does something shitty, for me, it's like the EU. Like, just because it's in the EU doesn't mean I have to accept it either. There's shitty EU content and there's shitty comic content.
That's right.
They're not Bibles.
Yeah.
I don't treat them like Bibles.
It's true, but I mean, I'm not going to get into that argument. Never mind. I'm not going to start that. That could go on for a long time. Here. Let's share this real quick. This popped up today. This was very interesting to see when I woke up. I was like, wait a second, what? Nice. It's like right before I woke up too. And so this is Oh, you're right. It is Wednesday. You were right.
Aha.
So May 20th. So that's Wednesday at 8 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. That's 10 a.m. my time, I believe. Yes,
Yep.
it's 10 a.m. our time. Yeah.
Yep.
So are we gonna? We were talking about doing a Discord thing. Is that what you still want to do? You think we want to do that?
Yeah, I don't like I don't think we need to stream it to like the channel or anything. We could just kind of all hang out in Discord and do a watch together of the watch together.
Yeah.
Because I'm gonna watch it either way. So like, I figure if you guys want to chit chat while we watch it, because like I'm interested in what Zack Snyder says. Like I said, the BVS one was very interesting to me, but I wasn't paying attention to the movie. I seen the movie enough. I didn't need to watch the movie again.
Mhm.
I just wanted to hear what he was having to say.
Yeah.
And kind of discuss the things that he brings up. So like I won't be watching the movie with him, but I'll be listening to the entire his kind of audio commentary of it. Because like he shows off like artwork and stuff like that too, so it'd be really interesting.
Yeah. Yeah. So do you want me to, how do you want to, well, I guess we'll probably talk about it off the, let me put the Discord link in the chat here too, guys. If you're not on my Discord, why not? What you doing? What you doing? Why aren't you on my Discord? Let's see. Where is my, oh, here it is. Okay.
Yeah, we can create a voice channel specifically.
Yeah. Yeah. We can make a voice channel on the Discord for the watch along. If you guys want to join us and do some audio, we'll just kind of listen to what Zach's doing. And then, if we want to make some commentaries, we can do that. Yeah. We do appreciate you guys watching tonight though, for sure. It's been awesome.
Oh yeah.
And Lethal coming in with his, Preach Brother.
Oh yeah. I got to clip that.
Oh yes, definitely. Definitely. But yeah, I mean, the fact is, the biggest thing with me when I saw this was like, why is he doing a Q&A? Like every Q is going to be release the Snyder Cut. When are we going to see the Snyder Cut? Every Q is going to be that.
I assume he's gonna have somebody filtering the questions for him.
I'm guessing. I'm
so
guessing.
It's not literally that the entire time.
But he's actually got a link for it in the two, like the events, the watch party thing. Yeah, I think we should do that. Let's do that. So if you guys want to join the Discord, and if you guys want to pop in there and like watch it with us, that'd be awesome. Yeah, Lethal was here. He came in about 20 minutes in, I think, or something like that, and he was here for about a half an hour. But yeah, you got to see his intro when he came in. It was at Linden. It was freaking. It was fire, man. It was fire.
He was preaching.
Yeah, he went. Oh yeah, he was. It was awesome.
And you're like, amen, Lethal. Amen.
Yes, exactly. But yeah, I think we're gonna do that. So if you guys want to do that, it's 10 a.m. Central, 8 a.m. Pacific. That would be 11 a.m. Eastern time then. So for you Eastern people out there, and if you're in another time zone, I have no idea.
Yeah. Well,
okay. Oh yeah, Lost Jedi, you're really quiet. You switch mics to go outside.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Lennon's like, hello, what a mad C. Yeah, he was. Yeah, he went off, dude. It doesn't with that link. Let's see here. Okay, when I clicked the link, it opened up.
We'll post before it starts. We'll post links to the Vero watch party in the Discord text chat as well.
No, he was saying that my Discord doesn't come up.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I just clicked on the link in the chat, Runner. Are you on Discord, Runner? Like, do you have a? I tell you what, send me
on desktop.
Send me a message on Twitter, and I'll just send you a friend request on Discord, and then I can send you the invite on there if you want to do that. So, same with any of you guys. If the link's not working for you, just send me a DM on Twitter, and we'll figure it out. So, well, if you click the link in desktop, it opens up like, do you want to accept this invite? What should we call you on Discord? You can log in. Cool. Will's there. Will's in the Discord. Nice. Oh yeah. If you guys want to see memes all day, every day, Apollo Patriot drops them every day. I promise.
I will tell you that if we have a number of people show up, we're going to have to ask that people go use push to talk while they're on the Discord server. So like anybody who's got background noise isn't like The thing is
Well,
like
we
the more
can.
we have in a voice channel, like the chance of people talking over each other grows, and it can be
Yeah.
more chaotic. So push to talk is generally a good way to go.
Well,
as
the
a
thing is,
good
when we
level.
create the channel, I think we can actually make that mandatory, can't we?
Yes, you can.
Okay, cool.
We have to enable it. So if you don't know how
Okay.
to do that, get familiar with the settings there. It is just in your general settings, in your voice and your voice settings, and you just go from detect voice to push to talk, and you assign a hotkey to it. So you have to hold the hotkey in order for your mic to go active.
Yeah, just send me a message on Twitter, Runner, and then we'll figure it out from there. Cool. Yeah, so that I'm looking forward to that. It's gonna be cool. There's a couple more tweets I wanted to look at real quick before we wrap this up because we're like 2.5 hours.
Dang, man, we can.
I know, right?
Shit.
Grace Randolph's
We're
tweet.
never
I
going
want
to do
to
a short fucking stream. We're just incapable of it. Sorry, guys.
Yep. So she had heard this. I think yesterday with her tweet was pretty awesome too. It was like zipped lip, something like that. I'm gonna pop it in here. Yeah. I do like Grace Randolph. There are some things she does I'm not a big fan of, but I do like. Wish that Twitter would not do that shit. I hate that when you roll over it. Oh, I forgot there's actually a Snowpiercer show, isn't there? Huh. Forgot about that. Anyway, I'm not gonna roll back if she tweets. I guess she live tweeted a show. Jeez. But yeah, she's not gonna make a video until there's an actual official announcement because she feels like Zack Snyder should get to reveal it. Big if she said that's a big Valor report story that all bets are off, and I will cover it because a lot of people are asking her, "Why don't you cover this? Why don't you cover this?" But yeah, I know, Will. Right? Yeah, that's this is like this is the intro for 2.5 hours. Is the intro for EFAP.
That's that. Well, yeah.
There's been a couple where their intro's going to like an hour or so, and they're like, "Oh shit, there's our intro." Oh, and then the last one they had an intro of an intro. Yeah, that was a good one. Rags was like, "Are we doing intros of intros now?" Yeah, that was good. Yeah, that's EFAP times, man. Well, we almost do 4.5 hours now on Saturday nights. So
yeah, sometimes I'm pushing the 5-hour mark as well.
Oh yeah, real quickly, guys. Saturday night we're going to try to go a little bit shorter. I'm actually going to be out of town. And I did talk to my brother-in-law today. He said, "Cool, I can use this setup." He's got webcams, got a mic, he's got everything set up, so we should be good to go. Yeah. So, but we're going to try to go a little bit shorter because I will be up north and I will be an hour ahead. It's so weird. Indiana's stupid, like cut in half bullshit. I hate it. It's stupid. It's stupid.
I agree.
Yeah.
Indiana is stupid.
So I'll close that window. I think there's anything. Let me check if there's anything else I wanted to talk about real quick. I think I was pretty good on everything. Because I mean, we went over a lot of the new stuff. We saw everybody's little, backpedaling bullshit. So okay,
yeah,
real
expect
quick,
a lot more of it too. I mean,
Yeah.
it's going to continue until this thing goes.
The only thing else I wanted that I think we already talked about it was the screen cut or screen rants thing. That basically, if they release it as a miniseries, what they're talking about, we already covered that. So who cares? Who cares? Oh, while you were gone for the BRB earlier, I was trying to do the Zack Snyder's Vero, and then you click on a link in Vero, like a picture, and it opens up in another tab. So then you're not sharing that fucking tab. It's so stupid. So dumb.
I don't like Vero very much.
I do. I actually enjoy it quite a bit. It's pretty clean and it's not toxic crap like Twitter. Twitter is just a cesspool of.
Well, no, that's because of the volume on it. I don't like the interface and controls of it. That's what I don't like. It needs some love yet.
Well, thanks, Lyndon. We appreciate that. We got some pace about you. That's good. Yeah, I appreciate that. Yeah, I try to. Oh, looks like I lost Jedi 22. If you guys didn't watch this John Talks stream last night, John Talks accidentally called him Last Jedi 22. It was pretty funny. He's like, "Oh, wait a minute." But yeah, I guess something had me dumped off. But yeah, he'll be back. But I appreciate you guys checking us out. And yeah, with Lyndon, I try to come on, like when we come on the stream on Saturday nights, I usually have like 50 tabs open with all the stories I want to talk about, but we usually end up not getting to what we're going to talk about, and we end up going off on a tangent, or we kind of go on a different path. Like last Saturday was just fun chat bullshitting with Tom. We had a good time. That was fun stream. I enjoyed that. That's why I like our stuff. Yeah, yeah, it is, Runner. He just left me hanging. He's like, "Fuck you, dude. I'm leaving." Nice.
I don't know what the hell happened.
Runner's right, dude. That was disrespectful. I also told him about last night on John Talks whenever he called you Last Jedi by mistake. That was funny.
Oh, he felt really bad about it, I think. So yeah, I played up the guilt a little bit on it.
Nice.
Can you hear me?
Yeah. Oh my God,
Okay.
Lyndon did a Pacers joke. Nice. I didn't expect you to know what the Indiana Pacer was, Lyndon. So why would I know that? But nice, very nice. At least you got some pace about you. Last Jedi 22. Is that many people like that film? That's exactly right. That's exactly right. That's a good one, Will. That's a good one. That's really good. Lost Jedi, if you're there, I can't hear you. So, okay, Will, thanks for stopping by, man. I appreciate you coming by. It's always nice to have you in the chat, man. Thank you for coming. Have a good night,
Can
man.
you hear me?
Yep, I can hear you now.
Okay.
Yep.
What the hell the deal is?
So, Lyndon, I know you got all
difficulties.
sports there. Do you guys, is there an area of Australia that kind of likes like American sports? Because I know in England,
Basketball
NFL
pretty
is-
international.
Yeah, NFL for some reason in the last like 5 years has taken off in England. They love it over there now. It's massive. It's crazy how that it's just weird. And I said everywhere. Okay, cool. Okay. So Runner was actually talking about John Talks calling you Last Jedi instead of Lost Jedi. Not that you just like fell off the stream.
Oh, yeah.
Nice.
Yeah,
Yeah, but
he slipped once and then he almost did it again. I'm like, oh, you almost did it again.
Yeah, he
It's
almost did.
confusing.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. There's one
It
more
is
thing. I wanted
Lost
to do.
Jedi and has nothing to do with the movie The Last Jedi. Lost Jedi is a thing in Star Wars. There were 20 of them in the prequel era that were masters that are no longer that left their masters. There were 20 of them that were masters and left the order.
Mm-hmm.
So there was the 20 Lost Jedi. And then I consider Anakin the 21st, and then myself the 22nd.
Rhino says he loves U.S. sports, NFL and NBA, but baseball sucks.
Baseball's so fucking boring.
I get into baseball after the I keep track of my team's win-loss record. And then whenever like the All-Star break hits, I'll start really paying attention because that's when it really starts to kind of get interesting.
I don't like a sport where you can lose. I don't like a sport where you can lose 47 games in a row and still be in it.
Well, that's I played 900 games a year.
Yeah, that's just like.
This is the last thing I really wanted to play. I think this is a funny clip. Have you ever seen this one?
I don't think so.
Okay.
I'm not getting audio.
God damn it. I fucking hate Streamlabs.
Make that the default.
Yeah, I know they should. They absolutely should do that.
At least let us check that as an option.
Yeah, I know, right? Yeah. They probably will eventually. They'll probably change some stuff.
Yeah, they've been updating and trying to put some other fans.
Lenny called me a boomer. I usually don't have any boomer moments, do I? Because I'm pretty good with technology and stuff. But yeah, that was bad. That's the second time tonight, by the way, Lyndon. I've done that. I've missed the share audio. So
Some fans are obsessed with the so-called Snyder Cut.
can you hear it now?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, cool. All right, cool.
Some fans are obsessed with the so-called Snyder Cut of Justice League, like an alternate cut.
Yeah.
Are you? I mean,
I'm obsessed with it too.
Are you?
Yeah.
What's your take on that? Like, do you want to see a different version eventually at some point, or is there a different
I
version?
mean, that's just one thing that it sucks with our business where you just can't speak your mind. But yeah,
okay.
Fuck yeah. I wanna
Okay.
see it.
Fair enough. We'll keep it at that.
Nice.
Yeah, he had another one too.
Yeah, I
that
want to
was
see
kinda
it.
good for- yeah, he had another one too, where the same guy asked him the same question like a year later, and yeah, it was. Yeah, I sorry about that, Runner. It was not loud on my end either with the volume cranked all the way. So, but yeah, Yeah, there's another clip from the same guy, Josh Horowitz from NTV News, asking the same fucking questions. He's like, dude. And then that's when Jason Momoa says he's already seen it.
Oh, yeah. I remember when that was a big thing. It's like, I've seen the cuts. I'm like,
yeah. And it's like, oh, you don't think?
Well, if you're an actor and you know that a ton of stuff that you shot and worked on that you thought was cool looking and everything didn't make the film, like, of course you're going to want to be like, I'm disappointed that didn't make, like, I think any actor who has their scenes cut in any way, of course, is going to be disappointed by it. But, like, I like that he said, that's, he's like, it really sucks in this part of the business is you can't really, can't really speak my mind about these kind of things. But yeah, fuck it anyway.
Yep. I know. I love it how he's just like, yeah, fuck it.
Fuck it. I'm Aquaman, man. Like, and see, he's like one of the, like, if it weren't him in that movie wouldn't have, I mean, he's what drew a lot of seats to
I know.
Movie.
Oh, absolutely.
So he's definitely in a position where he'd be like, nobody really cared about Aquaman. Really, it was like they went to see him.
Yeah. It's funny too because I remember a lot of people like I was talking to some friends like, oh my god, Aquaman, dude, we're going to see Aquaman. Why would you want to watch that? I'm like, well, let's put it this way: in the comics for the last 20 plus years, Aquaman's been a pretty big fucking badass. So they really hyped him up in the comics and changed his character a lot and. He's a great character, and especially when the New 52 launched, there's some really great stories. But I've read quite a bit of Aquaman now since going back and reading stuff from the New 52, and that's where I kind of got back into DC again. But yeah, there's some really, really good Aquaman stories out there. The fact is, too, if you've seen Aquaman, they're doing a spinoff about the Trench. So that's going to be very unique. Yeah. Because that's all got
I need to go back and watch that movie again. I haven't seen it in a long time.
Yeah, there was a few weird editing choices, but the pace was good. It's a little fast paced, in my opinion. But I really did like it. I like Jason Momoa as Aquaman, and I like the character. And I thought it was pretty good. I liked that Tamora Morrison played his dad, and I like the opening scene with Nicole Kidman kicking ass. That was pretty cool. His mom.
Yeah, could have done without some of the environmental messages in it, but they weren't too preachy. So
no, it wasn't. No, and I mean I know that I can't think of the guy's name. Oh yeah, come on, dude, think of his name. You like him. Directed Aquaman, did the Conjuring movies, Insidious. James Wan.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I really like him a lot, and I know he's a big environmental guy. But yeah, it's funny too if you look closely and there's a scene in Aquaman where you can actually see Annabelle. She's underwater in one of the storage containers. In the background, you can just see her sitting there. It's pretty cool. Well, that was funny. It's like, holy shit, there's Annabelle.
Oh, Easter egg?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yep. I think there's a couple other Conjuring Easter eggs in there too, if I remember correctly. Guys, Rodrigo Perez called Snyder Cut fans terrorists on Twitter.
See, for using a hashtag, like, seriously.
Are you serious?
I know we make fun of and poke fun of, like, Raylos, and Raylos are weird and stuff in the fandom menace and everything. But, like, if I really felt like their tweets bothered me instead of like I can mock them. I have no problems with that. Like, but if they really truly bothered me or disturbed me in any way, I'd mute the hashtag. It's really not hard.
I know. It's not at all.
Terrorist. How are you a fucking terrorist typing text?
Oh, he's a TDS guy. Hardcore.
Of course he is. Of course he is.
Yeah, he did. He did. Warner Brothers, quote, actually, we don't negotiate with terrorists. That was his thing. Yeah. So he called Snyder people terrorists.
Yeah, see, he's one of those people that are like, we don't want to set the precedence that fans get their way. Like, we do not want to set the precedence that customers get us, get their way. That's a bad thing somehow.
I love how people here. I'm gonna share this. Let's watch this video clip, then I'll share this tweet because dude, some of the responses are fucking gold. Somebody recorded this off their phone, just an FYI. So if it pauses, I didn't do it. It'll start playing again.
Okay. So you're not a boomer.
There we go.
Conversations and others you've had, you're always going to be indebted to Zack. Zack Snyder's your
Totally,
guy.
man.
He changed
Totally.
your life.
Totally.
So is that partially why when we spoke about a year ago and I brought up the Snyder Cut, you're like, yeah, I need to see that?
Yeah, absolutely. But I have seen it, so.
I've seen
the Snyder Cut, so.
So what does that mean? Because the effects aren't done. Like you've seen his assemblage of footage and alternate takes, etc.
Oh, do you think Zach couldn't finish it? You don't think he?
I don't know. You tell me. He's finished.
I mean, listen, man. Next question.
Do you think we'll ever see it? Do you think the public will ever see it at this point? Because it seems like it's actually the groundswell has grown. And a year ago, I would have had my doubts.
You know, I'm obviously indebted to Warner's and DC, and you know, I don't know how they feel about it, but I mean, as a fan, I'm very, very happy that I got to see it.
Does it feel like a totally different?
Yeah, and he also did say it's like it's night and day versus the theatrical. So yeah.
Nice, and it's funny. People are like, well, like I look at something like that. I'm like, well, he's kind of putting himself out there. Like, why would he make that up?
I know, right?
You know, because people after that came out were still like, it doesn't exist and everything. It's like he's not like, if it does exist or doesn't exist, him teasing customers like that would not sit well with the Warner Brothers executives, right?
No. Yeah.
Like he's not saying something that's going to be popular with the people that are doing his contract for his next movie, right?
He made $1 billion though. He's fine.
Well, they want to make another $1 billion, so like, you know, and I'm sure he wants a much bigger payday because he you know, honestly, they probably got him for pretty cheap for the first one.
I'm sure they did. Absolutely did.
And the second one, they're not going to. He's going to demand a bit of an increase in his payday, and rightfully so.
I'm sure. I would too. I fucking would too. Yeah,
because he legitimately does draw the audience. Like there's, you know, a lot of ladies went to see that movie because of him, not because they were interested in the Fishman.
But you know, it's funny. I didn't see any tweets on Twitter with men talking about body shaming him. Interesting. It's just weird.
I'll say it. I'll start tweeting tonight. Like
you should. Good body shaming Jason Momoa. You know, he's not a fucking object. He's a person.
And I'll be like, he's a literal rapist, and I'll show a scene from Game of Thrones.
Oh my god. Yeah, so he said Warner Brothers actually, we do not negotiate terrorists. Film Gob's first response. Rotten Tomatoes approve and MTV bylines. Yeah, you're an idiot. I love the why so salty instead of why so serious.
Mm-hmm.
And pay attention to me. Pay attention. I love how somebody tagged Comic Book Cringe, but dude, this is one of my favorites. I love people using this one. Hose Mad. They use that a lot when people are pissed off about Joker too. Yeah, yeah, because people were pissed off about that. Yeah, baby crying meme. That's good. Yeah, I love the clown. Yeah, look at me, have a cloud. Yeah, what are you, idiot sandwich? Yeah.
Boy, I see that meme a lot.
Me too. I know, right? Here, have this because you've been crying all day. There you go. Maybe food jar. You're gonna cry. I love this. The Spider-Man 3. Hey, that's the good thing I can say about Spider-Man 3. We got some good memes and gifs out of it. So
yeah, it's all the emo Spider-Man memes.
And look, there's another. It's the same one after. It's like there's another one. You sound bitter. Yeah. But yeah, I just want. You spelled customers wrong. Yeah, exactly. And Rhino said that in the chat too. Customers always right.
No, they're not. Let me say that as somebody who's worked a long time in retail, they're not always right.
No, but you gotta treat them like
a large group of them collectively, probably. Like if a huge chunk of your customers are telling you something as a business, you might want to pay attention. If you have one psychotic customer that's like, "It's ma'am," you know that fucker's not right. Get him out of your store.
No, he wasn't right. Yeah.
You know, just being a customer doesn't give you the right to be an asshole to the people that work in retail. And that's the manager all the way down to the clerk. You know, the clerk that has no control over any of the policies that they're paid to enforce. Mm-hmm. They didn't write them. They don't get to choose. They didn't get a vote.
Yeah,
don't take it on them. And you know, in most cases, the manager of that building didn't either. They work for a large corporation that sets the policy that they're paid to enforce. Just so you know, so like I hate it when people say the customer's always right, because that's just kind of like, oh, I worked retail. I could list you thousands of times where they were fucking wrong.
Yeah.
But you know, you know, the Karens are never, customers are always right, but Karens almost
The
never
Karens
are.
aren't, yeah.
We'll make that the full statement. The customer's
Karens-
always right unless they're Karen.
Except for Karens, yeah. Except for little Karens, yeah.
But yeah, when a huge chunk of your customers are saying, we want this.
Yeah.
Like
Give it to them.
We want to pay for this. Please make this so we can pay you for it.
I know.
Kind of want to listen to them.
Mhm.
I mean, you know, if you want to make money, that'd be a good idea.
Yeah, it's exactly right. Don't you? It's like, yeah, well, I'm not going to get into Star Wars. We're not doing that.
Because,
No, we're not
well,
doing
I mean,
that.
you could take it to comic books and the opposite thing. Like when a huge chunk of your customers are saying, we don't want you to take the character in that direction. That's not the character.
Mhm.
And they've been buying that particular run of comics for a long time. Might want to pay attention to them, because if you change, if you change the major reason, how should I say it? If you change the thing about the product that they're interested in, they'll stop buying it. Like it's like it doesn't work anymore, so I don't want to buy it. That's not the story I'm interested in. That's not the character I'm invested in. You can't just swap this person out and bring in some new one. That's, you know, I'm not interested. And you're free to still make it, but you know, you might want to listen to the customers that have got you there. You know, you can say the same with Star Wars. They're like, hey, you know.
Yeah, it's very true. Yep.
They brought you to the dance. Like, you might want to pay attention.
Yep, that's right. That's right.
So,
Yeah,
yeah,
Trey Corney says, I'm such a terrorist. I bought a Cavill Superman shirt with the money because I support him. Yeah. And Runner Studios,
Right.
SJW customers aren't right. That is correct.
Yes.
SJWs are the terrorists taking the country down from the inside. That's right. That's exactly right. Yep. Why do you think they're so sympathetic? No, I'm not going to get into that either. Never mind. Not going to go there. Not going there. Yeah, that's one thing I wanted to keep, except for like Karen stuff and SJW bullshit and like media. I want to keep like politics off my stuff if possible.
I could talk all day about politics. I know a lot of people are like, oh, politics. Like, I follow it. I'm interested in it. Yeah, I like it. So I'm not going to stop you from getting into politics, because I can talk about politics all day long.
Yeah.
But I understand it's a divisive issue. And like, if you're trying to build a channel around another, like if that's not part of your brand,
correct,
then that's not, like, it's fine for Steven Crowder. That's his brand. It's fine for Rush Limbaugh. That's his brand. It's fine for the Young Turks. It's their brand.
They're branded. Yeah. Rhino said, I understand I sold cars for 9 years and the customer's almost always wrong, but you need to treat them like they're right. That's exactly what I was saying to you. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Unless they want to take a swing at you, then they're not.
Yes, that dress doesn't make you look fat at all. You look beautiful.
Yeah,
Let's
that's awesome.
You look beautiful. Let's go.
Those shoes aren't too small for you. You should definitely wear those. Yeah, exactly. It's been almost 3 hours. I think we're going to go and try to call this one here. Crazy, right? So I'm gonna
I mean, you know, considering how much time we spent last night, and like, yeah, we've been staring at a StreamYard screen for
I know
a lot of hours.
That was
last 2 days.
Don't forget to subscribe to
I had a blast.
Me too. Absolutely. I was just telling that if I know that most of you guys in the chat already subscribed to Lost Jedi. If there's anybody watching who is just lurking and they're not chatting, Lost Jedi 22 has a YouTube channel and he does a lot of great stuff. He does a lot of Star Trek Picard stuff, and he has a very, very, very interesting new video you guys should go check out. Response to Breakthrough Gaming claiming that all fans who don't like The Last of Us Part 2, or as Nerdrotic like to say, King Lou II, then you are the devil.
Yes. Well, if you speak up about it, like if you say out loud to other people that you don't like this game or this product, as I put in the thing, like, then you are the devil, because you're just trying to bring everybody down.
Your negativity, leave it alone, man. Leave negativity out of here. Yeah,
that's right. I have no legitimate reason to not like the game or the company. I'm trying to bring you down because I am the devil.
Yes, that is right.
You heard it here, guys. Like, I am the fucking devil. Like, and you can watch the video for proof.
Also, guys, I do have a Patreon. if you guys don't mind checking that out. I need to go on there, revamp some stuff, revamp some of the stuff. It's been a long time, but yeah, I mean, that just helps out the channel.
Yes,
That helps
yeah.
bring you guys more content, better content. It helps me out with all the costs for doing the videos, and when I have to get new shit, maybe even a new mic down the road, because this thing is it's pissing me off. It really is. But it's working, and then one day it's not working, and then the next day it's working, and then sometimes it's not working. Yeah.
Oh God, that day you were so mad.
Oh, it was bad. I can't believe that happened. I was like, you gotta be kidding me. You gotta be kidding me. Yeah. Yeah. I hate it. I hate it.
Oh, I've been there.
Yeah, it sucked. It was fun. But if you guys want to check out my page, right, I appreciate it. And yeah, I think that's gonna do it for us tonight, guys. I am also going to be doing a live streaming series starting soon. I was going to start it this week, but since I'm going to be out of town for almost a week, starting on Friday to next Wednesday, I'm probably going to wait. But I was actually going to be start playing Oblivion on the channel. One of my favorite games of all time. It's on PlayStation Now, and I've got the free trial. And there's a ton of games on there. I'm like, I might use it for a month or so and just play this game and check some other stuff out. But I'm going to do a playthrough of Oblivion, Elder Scrolls Oblivion. So keep an eye out for that if you guys want to watch that.
You gonna play it on the PlayStation?
Yeah. Yep. Couldn't hear that. Oh, I can't play for Mac. Can't do it.
It doesn't exist for the Mac, huh?
Well, there is a program that for a while I was running it on my Mac through this other program. But this
like
program
a Windows emulator?
Yes, kind of. But they're having some issues with the program, and I might have to just reinstall it. But like, I've got everything set for my PlayStation, and I got a capture card and all that stuff. So why not? So, first time I ever played it.
Forgive you.
The first time I ever played it, though, it was on 360. I had a 360 when I played it, so I never played on PC. Never.
PC Master Race.
I know.
Also, yes, I'm the devil because I don't like consoles either.
Kitty Bear seriously uses a Mac. Smart people, Kitty Bear. That's who. Yes, I don't play PC games though, Kitty Bear. That's why I don't have a PC. So I don't play enough games to do a gaming rig. Even though I know it's not going to be super expensive, I just don't play enough games to validate it. That's why.
And see, for me, all the types of games, the genres of games that I'm interested in really suck. Using a controller, a mouse, and keyboard is really the best way to go. I'm not, I think it's still better. It's even better for first-person shooters, but I'm talking like real-time strategy, empire building games, and everything like that. Trying to sit there and manage your civilization with a Xbox controller or a PlayStation controller is like, I'd kill myself. Forget it.
Yeah, it's like I said, it's PC versus console. Whatever you play, it's your thing. It doesn't matter to me. I'm not hating on PC gaming. There's like my old PC. I used to play like KOTOR and stuff on it, and some of the others. It was the real-time strategy game, the Empire War. I used to play Empire War all the time on my PC. So,
God, bring back LucasArts.
I know, right? I know. Kitty Bear says, I got 250 PC games and I got about 100 PlayStation games I can play on my PC. Nice. He's got an Xbox controller. Nice for it. Nice. Well, I know a lot of people who play PC gaming that use controllers. A ton of people.
It depends on the title. So like I would use a controller for when I played like Grand Theft Auto, I would use a controller when I was in the car, and then I'd go to mouse and keyboard if I was walking around. Because to actually like try and use WASD to steer a vehicle is kind of you need an analog controller to really drive smooth. Or at least I do anyway. I'm not good enough to do it. So I would pick up the controller if I was doing like, flying the helicopter or driving around town. But then as soon as I got out of the vehicle, I had to mouse and keyboard it because it's just so much easier for me to move and point at things and aim and everything. It's just night and day different. Yes, LucasArts.
Android, Apple, sorry, not sorry. Yeah, you guys are entitled to your opinions on that. I will say, working in cell phone sales for a long time, I didn't see many Apple phones coming back. I saw a shit ton of Samsungs come back though, and a lot of LGs come back. So they weren't that reliable. Let's put it that way. So yeah, especially their tablets. Their tablets, man, awful.
And the Galaxy Tab I'm not a huge fan of, but the only time I lost or I had to replace my Samsung was when I physically broke it. That was my
I had
fault.
a lot of those people. That's what we usually saw with Apple phones. People are like, I broke my screen. I'm like, really? That's awesome. You got to go to another store that has insurance in it. So I can't really fix it here. I don't have a repair center. And why'd you drop it? I told you to buy a screen protector and you wouldn't buy one. So it's your fault.
Yeah, I actually had a protector on it. I still managed to smash the goddamn thing. That's pissed.
Which one was it?
It was the S7 or S7.
Okay, because I know when the S8 came out,
I had it in my pocket, and I was doing. I was at work, and I was changing out the entire TV wall with a group of people, which was like constantly up and down on scaffolding, and
those are huge. Those TV walls are massive.
Lifting these TVs up and down on the wall, trying to get them secure, because you couldn't just like set them up there. You had to secure them. So, if somebody hit the wall or bumped it or whatever, the TV wouldn't flop forward and, smash some kid.
Land on some kid's head. Yeah, you don't want that.
So you had to like cable them in once you got them in the exact position that they were supposed to be in. So you had to put them all up, space them out, to get them all plugged in and hooked up. It was like an all-night undertaking. And I pulled out my phone to check the time it was, and I looked at the screen and I'm like, fuck.
Yeah.
I can't believe I did that. It smashed right in my pocket. I must have just hit it up against a shelf or something.
And the thing is, too, if you've ever broken a cell phone screen, you know that noise. You know it's a bad crack versus just a regular crack. Yeah, it's not fun to hear that sound.
Until I pulled the phone out. I couldn't tell you when it happened or how it exactly happened, because it was just in my pocket the whole time. I just cracked it enough where the display wouldn't work. I'm like, well, I guess I'm spending an extra $700 today.
Yeah, that sucks. I had people come in and they were like not even in like a third of their lease, and they're like, I broke my phone. Like, do you have insurance on it? No, I don't. I'm like, oh well, sorry.
Yeah, I was kicking myself for not having the insurance.
Yeah, a lot of times there was like 2 or 3 people when the S8 came out. Hey, Tom's in the chat. What's up, Tom? How's it going, man?
Can you go back to that one video?
Nice. Yeah, I forgot about that. S8, when it came out, they had changed the curvature on the screen. So where it was curved, the glass is already basically, being stressed at that point. So I had a guy come in. He's like, dude, I was sitting on the floor of a gym with my gym shorts on. It was in my pocket right off the floor, and it slid out and it hit one side and it just cracked. The whole thing was like spiderwebbed. And I had another guy come in, had same kind of issues with like low height from breaking it. And the first guy I dealt with, he went back and forth with Samsung, and they actually replaced the phone. And they admitted to him that their new curvature screens was a defect. So I had 4 or 5 people over that next year that had the same issue get a hold of Samsung, end up getting replacements through Samsung that didn't have insurance because of that one guy. Yeah, because they actually admitted that it was a defect. Yeah, so we had a conversation about that with our Samsung rep. That's another reason I don't like Samsung, is because the rep was a friend of mine, and he had just had a baby, and they shrunk a couple of markets down. Instead of finding him another place to go, they just fired him. So,
nice.
It's pretty shitty. Yeah, and the girl they brought in to replace in the market, she was like, her numbers were like a third of what his numbers were, but it came down to what was between the legs. That's why.
Yes,
it's true. They basically
have to let you go because you have this thing called a penis. Sorry about that.
Thanks for stopping by, Tom. We appreciate it. We're actually getting ready to wrap up too. We've been going for that's 3 hours. I remember I actually get on here and be like, hey, I think we're going to go for about an hour because we probably don't have a lot to talk about.
Well, I think I said like we're incapable of doing short streams. Like, I mean, maybe through practice and everything, but like we just keep going off on tangents and shit. It's fine. I mean, I like it. It doesn't bother me any. It just like. You just look at the clock up at the corner, you're like, God damn, we've been streaming for 3 hours?
Hey, do you have so Kitty Bear has a quick question for you. The only thing that sucks about PC is the laser mice. No matter what kind I use, it's 6 months and it's broken because the lasers can't be turned on 24/7 the whole year. Is there any mice that you use that are better than others? Or
I have a Logitech G5 gaming mouse, and I've had it for years, and I never turn off my computer.
Okay.
I've never had an issue with actual laser burning out on it ever. Like if I go through it, generally I buy a new mouse when I just see one that has more gadgets and stuff on it that I want. But I love this current mouse I have. It's very comfortable. It has thumb buttons on the side, which is great for gaming. There's additional keys you can program, as well as there's keys on the top that you can program. So it's really great for first person shooter type games because you can assign those additional keys to, like, say throw a grenade or whatever without having to worry about taking your hands away from WASD. And you can use the mouse wheel to do your lean and shoots and things like that.
Yeah.
And there's profiles because it's Logitech. You can get the game profiles where it just saves all that information in there. But yeah, I've never actually had a mouse actually wear out like that, and I've never had a cordless mouse though. Not the response time I've never been happy with, so I always have a corded one.
You said it was Logitech?
Mm-hmm.
What you using? Okay. Maybe try that one, Kitty Bear. See if that may work better for you.
Yeah, they're like,
Tom says, no worries, just understanding, put it in cards and protector sheets. Cool. Nice.
Yeah, Logitech's been making, they've been pretty much the top game in mice for forever.
Yeah, I know they've been really good. Like the
their software's been hit and miss over the years, but
yeah. I do still have a PC. It's a much older PC, but it's got a Logitech mouse and keyboard. So I like their stuff a lot, actually.
I have somewhere like I actually bought these because I was such like any edge I could get in a game for for controls. I actually had like frag pedals too, which were like two foot pedals with two buttons on them, where you could actually like program your feet to hit buttons on the floor, and you could program the different macros and stuff like that.
Nice.
Yeah, so like as far as like interface goes for controlling your character or whatever in game, like, boy, it was way infinitely better than a controller because you can just do so much with it. There's so much customization that you can do with it, even outside of the game menu options. You can program the macros using just the software. So
that's awesome. That's pretty awesome, actually.
Oh, they were great. God, they were expensive at the time. I don't think they even make them anymore, but like I loved them because they were really, really good for first person shooters. Like you just tap it to toggle run or walk. I mean, just simple things like that. Then you could never have to worry. You don't have to worry about, I could always keep between my thumb buttons and everything on my mouse and the top buttons on the mouse. I could always keep my keys on WASD. I never had to really worry about it. Occasionally I get slide up because I program things for Q and R and stuff like that, but
nice.
And F. But yeah.
That sounds like it's pretty cool, actually.
Like once you get used to controlling your characters in first-person shooters using the WSD or arrow keys, if you prefer those, it's hard to go back to controllers, especially because you can aim so fast with the mouse.
Alrighty, I think that's probably a good place to wrap it up. Oh, Tom says he was putting
for an hour.
Cards and protector sheets, and it was Raiders and Temple of Doom. Nice, that's awesome. Cool. We'll be here, of course, Saturday night, but like I said, it's probably gonna be maybe. Well, we'll see. We always say it's gonna be shorter, than then we end up doing it longer.
We'll set a hard limit Saturday night before we start. We'll set a hard limit.
We'll try to do that. We'll get to the point where we'll try to start wrapping up, and we'll actually start wrapping up, and so hopefully we'll have some guests on, of course, too. So.
Yeah, so if we want to like a 2-hour stream, we'll say we'll start cutting it off at 1 hour, and then we'll actually finish at 2 hours.
Exactly. That's exactly.
It's just the way it works.
Oh, so Lyndon clipped. Thanks, Jedi. Like, we appreciate you being here. Take care. All hail the Geekland. Hail, Lost Jedi 22. Thank you, guys. I appreciate that.
Thanks, Jedi.
Yes, we appreciate you being here. You guys have been awesome being with us tonight. We were going up against John Talks and World Class Bullshitters and other people, and we were like, oh, we're not going to get anybody here. And we had 15 to 18 people at one time too, though. So that's pretty good. Pretty good.
More than I expected.
Yeah,
you guys like us.
Yes, you do. Yep. Trey Courtney, I'm glad you're here. Kitty Bear. Of course, Raging Rhino still here. Thanks for watching, Raging Rhino. Runner Studios.
Even though
everybody who's been here tonight. Yeah. Even though we kicked off the team. Oh, yeah. So Lyndon did Lyndon also being here. Linda did clip the intro from Lethal Lightning coming in. So if you guys want
nice.
to check it out, go on Linda's check it out. Yeah, for sure. Yes, awesome. Oh, okay. Runner still. Okay, cool. All right, guys. Well, we are going to bounce now. This is going to be it for us. We appreciate you stopping by. I'm Jeff with the Geek Blend, and that is Lost Jedi 22. And don't forget, Raging Geek Jedi show Saturday night, 11:30-ish Central Standard Time. Whenever shenanigans is over. So yeah, but we'll see you guys in. You guys have a good night, and we'll see you guys soon.
Good night.